At the turn of the 20th century, a neighborhood in Gloucester's working waterfront known as the Fort was home to an enclave of Sicilian immigrants whose lives revolved around three things: God, family, and fishing. Gloucester was America's largest seaport, and work was plentiful. Immigrants arrived for a hard but better life on one of the hundreds of fishing vessels. They were instilled with an unyielding devotion to the patron saint of fishermen, and brought with them an annual religious tradition that blossomed into the most popular attraction in all of Cape Ann. I'm Corey Kukuru for 1623 Studios, and this is the story of St. Peter's Fiesta. In 1926, fishing captain Sal Favazza wanted to replicate in Gloucester a custom from his birthplace of Favorata Terracini of thanking St. Peter for fair seas and abundant catches. He commissioned a Charlestown sculptor to build a statue of St. Peter that, to Favazza's surprise, arrived at his home nearly life-size, standing 5 feet tall and weighing 600 pounds. Fishermen's wives hailed its arrival with a novena, 9 days of song and prayer for their husbands at sea, at the Favazza's backyard. But the fishermen's wives wanted the statue to be honored the way it was in the old country, by taking it outdoors, mounting it to a platform, and parading it around the fort so every family could rejoice. Women collected $1 from each fishing boat and built a proper altar to rest the statue. In June of 1927, in accordance with the Feast of Saints Peter and Paul, a Roman holiday of public worship, St. Peter's Fiesta began. The Fort families opened their homes with endless amounts of food and wine. Decorative quilts and bedspreads hung from windows. Opera blared through the streets. The fishing fleet stayed in to celebrate, every boat painted and bannered. They went to the water's edge and blessed the statue, signifying the start of Fiesta. Fireworks were launched off Pavilion Beach as fishermen, dressed in all white, carried St. Peter on their shoulders, marching and chanting, "Vamos, vamos, tu te muda! Viva San Pedro! Vamos, vamos, tu te muda! Viva San Pedro!" As Gloucester began to embrace this new occasion, organizers wanted St. Peter's Fiesta to last multiple days and rival Boston's famous Fisherman's Feast, an annual citywide festival in the North End. The first order of business was to build a spectacular altar that could fit the statue, musical entertainment, and a Sunday benediction. Emilio Matarazzo, a contractor who ran a warehouse with his 4 sons in Chinatown, became Fiesta's official decorator. The Matarazzos strung lights along Commercial Street and built jaw-dropping altars that mimicked famous churches along the Mediterranean, such as the Avellino Cathedral in Sicily and St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. The first altars rose above the homes along Beach Court, standing 70 feet tall and 50 feet wide. Hundreds of yards of cloth, paper, and foil were pinned to the massive shrines. 10,000 electric lights lit up the night. To the people of the fort, it was heaven on earth. In the 1930s, games and competitions for kids and adults began to take prominence. The most popular event in Fiesta's early years was the seine races off Pavilion Beach. At that time, purse seine fishing, yes, we pronounce it seine, was the main fishing method. Seine fishing nets are dropped vertically in the water, their bottom edge weighed down with heavy rings, their top edge floated at the surface with buoys. A line runs through the rings, and once the nets are filled with fish, they're pursed up by the seine boat, then hauled onto a bigger boat. Seine boats held an entire fishing crew, and since the fleet stayed in for Fiesta, challenges amongst fellow boats became inevitable. Prizes in the first competitions were gold pieces worth up to $10. Crews today, including women's teams which began in 1995, and juniors, row in designated seines named Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria towards a flag anchored half a mile off Pavilion Beach, before making the 180-degree turn and racing ashore. The first to reach the beach wins an American flag. Second place earns an Italian flag. But the real prize is the bond amongst the rowers, and bragging rights. Contending crews bust each other's chops decades after the races are run. The other featured competition, the Greasy Pole contest, is another custom from Italy that remains Fiesta's biggest crowd pleaser. Pole walking and climbing, as a measure of manliness, became popular in Europe centuries ago. Contestants walked or climbed poles slathered in mud, animal fat, and fish oil for a chance to snatch prizes like fresh food. The first Fiesta contest took place at the playground area of the fort, the pole jutting out from the rocky shoreline parallel to the ocean's surface. As Fiesta became a larger spectacle, the pole was moved to a platform 200 feet off Pavilion Beach, with a 40-foot telephone pole covered in biodegradable grease. Contestants in costumes walk in honor of someone in the fishing fleet, usually a relative. They take turns trying to grab a flag nailed to the end of the pole. There are 2 rules. Don't grab the flag during the opening courtesy round, or you'll get a beating, and keep an eye on the person walking before you. The event spans 3 days, with Friday's winner advancing to Saturday, and Saturday's winner advancing to Sunday. Sundays are reserved for champions who compete until they retire. When the flag is finally grabbed, the champion swims to shore, is lifted on the shoulders of the other walkers, and carried to the altar. The champs, like the same boat race winners, become part of Fiesta legend and lore. The true spirit of Fiesta, purists will tell you, is rooted in religion, and for decades, the highlight of the festival has been the Sunday procession of St. Peter's statue through downtown Gloucester. Months before the parade, families assemble ornate floats that recreate biblical scenes and sew homemade costumes that depict angels, saints, and other religious icons. The morning begins with an outdoor mass at the altar in St. Peter's Square, adjacent to the fort. Then, Fiesta committee members in their all-whites lead the 2-mile parade with marching bands, dignitaries, and all of the family floats. Thousands line the streets, many dressed for church and wearing symbolic buttons. The route includes stops along the city's Catholic churches, where St. Peter is blessed by clergy, St. Anne's Parish, and Our Lady of Good Voyage in Gloucester's predominantly Portuguese section. In fact, the Portuguese community introduced a hugely important part of Fiesta, the blessing of the fleet. As World War II neared its end, the congregation at Our Lady of Good Voyage began the ritual of marching a statue of the Virgin Mary of Fatima to the end of the state fish pier at Gloucester's Inner Harbor. There, clergy from the Archdiocese in Boston blessed hundreds of gathered vessels, calling each by name. The Italian community began to participate and slowly adopted the blessing into Fiesta. 2 marginalized and sometimes rivalrous immigrant communities came together. By the 1950s, the blessing of the fleet moved to Stacy Boulevard and became a signature event. Fiesta ends with a final late-night procession as St. Peter is returned under a hail of confetti and song from the altar to his usual resting spot inside the front window of the nearby St. Peter's Club. Today, a public novena featuring the very prayers and songs recited by fishermen's wives a century ago lead into a 4-day carnival that helps support the Fiesta and its activities. The fishing fleet is just a fraction of what it used to be, and the fort has evolved from a cozy Sicilian neighborhood that always had a full plate for passerby and never locked its doors. Locals keep that spirit alive through cookouts, reunions, and parties. But the meaning of St. Peter's Fiesta remains steeped in the fort's old country beliefs: God, family, and fishing. So if you find yourself in Gloucester late in June, like tens of thousands of others, look for the altar with a life-size statue, wear something red, white, and green, grab a Eats, and follow along when you hear the chant, Viva St. Peter! Viva St. Peter! Bona Fiesta, folks. Welcome to another edition of our live coverage of the 2023 St. Peter's Fiesta, coming at you from beautiful and historic downtown Gloucester, Massachusetts. This tradition has been going on since 1927. If you saw our coverage yesterday, we appreciate having you back. Thanks for doing that for us, too. We are coming at you live from Pavilion Beach, the loft at Pavilion Beach, as a matter of fact, right next door to the beautiful Beauport Hotel. I'm your host, Corey Kukuru, the Italian Leprechaun, here with you all weekend long. Today we have the men's, senior, and junior same boat semifinals happening, and of course our signature event, the Greasy Pole. Everybody today is competing for a chance to participate in Championship Sunday. That's the big day tomorrow. So today's Greasy Pole winner advances to tomorrow, and the same boat winners, we've got two heats going on. The men's seniors, those top two finishers will face last year's champion, same in the junior division as well. Now yesterday, in the women's same boat finals, the junior division, the Lady Lukes beat defending champions All or Nothing and Chicks with Sticks. And in the senior division, Rogue outlasted defending champs Backlash and Cape Am Power. In the Greasy Pole contest, of course, Colin Sweet won in the third round, technically the second round because there's the courtesy round where everyone has to go but can't touch the flag. And I think he was the 31st walker. And so he advances and he will be our first walker today. Now the order of events that we have for you and coverage, the actual games start, I say, around 4:45 or so. So just a little over an hour. We have the men's senior same boat races. That starts first. And that features Chaos and the Merger and newcomers Power Yoga. And the winners, like I said, face off last year's champ, the Zany Fun Guys. Then we've got the Greasy Pole with 45 competitors today. That's one more than yesterday. So we know yesterday felt a little long going into 3 rounds. Today should be a little shorter as well, so don't sweat that. And then we have the junior men's races happening with Naughty Buoys, the Salty Seamen, and the Apostles. So that winner is going to face last year's champion, Family Strokes. Now, we have some really cool announcements to make. Today we have some special guests. I'm going to be joined shortly by my co-host, John Nicastro. Of course, you remember Phil Francis from yesterday. But we have some special interviews to share with you before the festivities begin. We have same boat champions Paul Gigaloni and Gilbert Brown, who will be with us briefly. Also, for the Greasy Pole, we have Steve LeBlanc. He won his first title in 1993, exactly 30 years ago. This weekend, he won again in 1994, so he'll be with us helping to commentate, as well as the defending champ and 4-time champion, Derek Hopkins. He's going to be with us, too. He won 3 times in a row in 2019, Friday, Saturday, then Sunday. Then we had the COVID break. He came back and won in his first walk last year. So how cool was that? So he's going to be with us as well. Featured in the Boston Globe today, as a matter of fact. So cheers to that. Now, got to tell you who today's broadcast is brought to you by, Bridge Cape Ann. Well, that's me. And we help promote Cape Ann, which includes the city of Gloucester and the towns of Rockport, Manchester by the Sea, and Essex. If you want to learn more, you can just give us a little like or follow here, or a little boop, or find us at bridgecapeann.com. I'm also producer and a host for 1623 Studios. That is a local public access station serving Cape Ann. You can learn more about us at 1623studios.org. Streamography, we're killing it this weekend. It's a podcast studio and streaming service based right here in Gloucester with clients all around the world. You can discover the podcast consulting powerhouse at streamography.com. The Beauport Hospitality Group develops and manages upscale independent full-service hotels and restaurants, event facilities, and Gloucester Harbor cruises. You can learn more at beauporthospitalitygroup.com. And live now from Fox, a nonstop stream of breaking news, live events, and top stories powered by Fox TV stations. You can watch anytime, raw, live, and unfettered, wherever you stream. Go to livenowfox.com to find out how to watch. And they're actually streaming us nationwide today. So big cheers to them. They've been with us all weekend long, so very cool there. And just if you happen to like this piece of real estate, and how can you go wrong, we are broadcasting from Pavilion Beach. Love it. And we've been so grateful for them. Serious inquiries only, though. If you want to learn more, you can contact info at Gloucester.com. Glosta. We like to play with our words here, as if it's not hard enough when you can hear it, and then you see the spelling, like Gloucester. But Glosta.com if you want to learn more about this property. So if you're new to all of this, let me give you a little sense of who we are, what this is, and why we do it. So we are in Gloucester, Massachusetts. It's one of the oldest cities in the United States. It's about 35 miles north of Boston. The bulk of Gloucester is actually an island. We're connected to mainland Massachusetts by 3 bridges. And if you picture a map of Massachusetts, put your finger right where Boston is and run your finger up the coastline, and there's a little nubbin that sticks out. That's us. That's Cape Ann, and that's where we're at, coming at you all weekend long. Gloucester was established in 1623. It is the 7th oldest city in the United States. We are celebrating our 400th anniversary this year, so we have all kinds of cool events and celebrations going on. If you ever want to come up and visit, we'd be glad to have you. We're also America's first seaport, and we were the largest fishing port in the world from the 1700s right through into the 1950s. Now, some of you may know us from Gordon's of Gloucester. If you know the Gordon's Fishermen, if you've seen that logo before, that's our famous Fisherman's Memorial statue commemorating more than 10,000 lives lost at sea by our fishermen. Unbelievable, but that is the lifeblood of our area here. Or perhaps you have seen The Perfect Storm, or Wicked Tuna, or the Oscar-winning film Coda. That took place right here as well. Gloucester is also one of America's first art colonies. In fact, there are more artists in Gloucester than there are fishermen. Our descendants come from the Canadian Maritimes, French Canada, huge Italian population, Portuguese population, Finnish population, and Brazilian. Now, where we are here in Pavilion Beach is actually the Fort neighborhood. It's an Italian immigrants enclave settled much longer than 100 years ago, and that is the home to St. Peter's Fiesta. So what is St. Peter's Fiesta? It's sort of like our religious Mardi Gras event here. It's all about God and family and fishing and food and fun. St. Peter, of course, is the patron saint of fishermen. The Fiesta is a time of thanksgiving and renewal. You'll notice all sorts of families celebrating today. That's right here. That's an old Fort family right there, the San Filippos. Hello, hello. Sicilian immigrants actually brought the tradition over from Sicily of parading a statue of St. Peter throughout the Fort neighborhood. And that began, like I said, in 1927. Amazing. This all coincides with a 9-day novena of prayer and song. There's an ornate altar set up just on the other side of our property here, where entertainment and religious activities take place, including a giant mass tomorrow morning. Now, everyone back in the day in the Fort area kept their doors open, and you would sort of go from family to family and place to place and eat homemade dishes and homemade wine. It was a huge familial celebration, and celebrating the fleet actually staying in port for a few days. And actually, the entire Fiesta forever was supported by donations from the giant fishing fleet here. Now, the fleet has dissipated in recent memory, but they were literally donating seafood and money to keep this afloat for years. Now it's being worked through St. Peter's. There's a Fiesta committee. You can learn more at stpetersfiesta.org if you'd like to help out and contribute there. There's also a giant carnival taking place too. If you feel like walking around with a fried dough or listening to preteens screaming, that's going on all weekend long as well. There's a huge procession throughout the city tomorrow with the St. Peter's statue. And a blessing of the fishing fleet. That's a huge tradition on Sundays as well. Kids' games and contests, of course, are happening throughout the area too. But the most popular attraction are the sporting events here at Pavilion Beach, namely the Greasy Pole and the seine boat races, which brings us to today. Now, I want to bring in my buddy and co-host, my longtime childhood friend, John DeCastro. John, come on in. There you go, buddy.
Bona Fiesta.
How you doing, cuz?
Bona Fiesta.
Good to see you. Another year, huh?
This is it.
We are back
Bona
at
Fiesta
it, man.
to everybody.
Yeah. Good stuff, dude. Yeah. So, great to have you back.
Nice to be back.
Are you coaching baseball now, like for the Williamsport? What's going on?
I am the 12-year-old Williamsport team. Yep.
Things
we won yesterday, 6-1.
Really?
6-1. A good game against Masterville. Congratulations to the Gloucester Williamsport 12-year-olds.
Beautiful. So I'm sure you caught up on the activities yesterday and what happened. Amazing. We had great races.
I heard that, yeah.
I mean, especially the women's junior race was literally came down to the last couple of strokes. That was fantastic. And then Colin Sweet, of course, won. He was the 31st walker. In the second round, there was a courtesy round, so the second round after that, and he'll be our first walker today.
I did. I heard that. I heard it was entertaining. Going through 2 full rounds is always entertaining. You see a lot of good walkers, a lot of good falls, a lot of good splashes, a little bit of everything. Unlike what can sometimes happen on Sunday, Championship Sunday with Derek Hopkins.
Yeah.
He doesn't give anyone a second chance.
It's amazing. So if you're not familiar with the rules of the Greasy pole, there is a courtesy round. Now today we have 45 walkers. Each of those 45 gets a chance to walk the pole, with the only rule being you can't grab the flag during that courtesy walk or you're asking for a beating. And of course you keep the eye on the walker in front of you. But once that courtesy round's done, it's first come, first serve. The first person to grab the flag wins. And for 4 years in a row now, it's been Derek Hopkins.
Yeah, Derek Hopkins, 2019, Friday, Saturday, Sunday champion. It was the three-peat. He did it again in 2022, which was last year. We had our pandemic years in 2020 and 21. He could have 6 right now, but he doesn't.
Right, and he makes it look easy.
Oh, it's unreal. We've been watching this for a long time, and I don't know if I've ever seen a walker like this. Peter Black Frontero is the icon of the greasy pole world. Peter Black won it when he was 14 years old. They allowed kids at 14 years old to walk the flag, walk the pole back then. Derek Hopkins, he told me this story today. He was actually signed up as a 17-year-old in 2018, and they ended up taking him off the list like 2 weeks before. We saw videos of this kid after a greasy pole competition swim out there at 17 years old, walk to the end of the greasy pole with no flag there because the flag was already taken down because he wasn't in the competition, and walk all the way back to get off. He didn't even go into the water. He went there and back. So
that is strutting your stuff.
2019 was the first time he got his chance, and he took it down. But Peter Black Frontero, he won it in 1984, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, in 2004. 9-time champion, all on Sundays.
Yeah, and not to age us, John, but John and I were literally school kids, junior high school, well, actually elementary into junior high school, in high school, and basically Peter Frontero won every Sunday. That's how we knew Fiesta ended. Right. He would win. He would grab the flag Sunday, like, all right, let's go grab our fried dough and get out of here. I mean, it was like Michael Jordan, man. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what makes what Derek's doing so impressive, because literally, like, he looks effortless out there.
He even his courtesy walks, he walks to the end. He gets a good courtesy walk, and he almost walks all the way to the end. If you see him go off at 3/4 of the way, and 3/4 of the way, maybe details of the pole, Corey.
Right, so the pole is about 45 or so feet. It's on a 12 by 12 platform, 200 yards off Pavilion Beach. It's covered in biodegradable grease, and there is a flag nailed at the end of it with, I think, 3 12-penny nails that keep it in there fastened. And like I said, the walkers, they're stepping on one after the other They're trying to take some grease with them that first walk around to make it a little easier the first time, for the second time around. But the issue is D-Hop's been dominating this event, and actually there's like a handful of great walkers. So if it gets by Derek, like, we don't expect tomorrow's competition to last that long.
No, it's not going to go past the second round. It's going to be 5-6 walkers deep, but it's most likely going to go on the second walker of the second round. He won't give anyone else a chance. He's not. He just makes it look so easy. Yeah. It's a layup, and it's like basketball. It's like hitting a layup, fam. Yeah. So I mean, he's never showed a hiccup. He hasn't
Things are going to happen fast, right? I mean,
but when they do the grease out here on the pole, they have about a foot of grease. There are apples, bananas. Like, so maybe they put a couple apples there. Maybe they found out that he can step on an apple.
They actually, they actually bless the pole with things like that, and then throw a little bit of extra stuff in there too.
And as you start to win it more, the walkers start to become more annoyed. They're not as happy for you anymore because they want a chance. So to get back to like a Peter Black Frontero, after he won it his first time, then his second, third, fourth time, by his fifth time going for it, they would shake the pole. They would shake. Some people would throw things at him, like to distract him. It's anything goes up there pretty much.
And Pete, he suffered a serious injury one year as well. Yeah. You know, that was hard to watch too. It's dangerous stuff. So what's interesting today is we're going to have peak high tide just after 4 o'clock. We're hitting there right around now. So we have a short beach. So what that means, it's a short drop for the guys. Say, it could be 10, 12 feet or so, somewhere in there. But a long swim back. Like we said, it's upwards of 200 yards to get back to the beach. Those guys are going to be tired when they get back in, except for the winner, of course.
Right.
There's going to be
The
adrenaline coursing through his veins.
And the pros and cons of the high tide is you got the shorter drop from the pole. It's not, when you fall, it's not. Another benefit is, because I walk the pole, when you climb in the ladder, you don't have all the barnacles and stuff on the ladder. Low tide, your hands get destroyed climbing the ladder.
So I've never competed, but I've done that off season and gone out there. And the hardest part about it was climbing up that ladder.
Climbing up the ladder, but it's low tide, it's terrible.
Yeah. Awesome stuff. So that's our big day tomorrow. Today we really are setting the stage for a fantastic Sunday. Now you see it's a little showery here. I think we're going to be okay this afternoon for all the events. But tomorrow is going to happen fast. We have your semifinals today for the rowers. So tomorrow you have the men's championship, and those guys fly through the 1 mile course. It's a half a mile out and a half a mile back in. And then you're going to have that really fast championship Sunday Greasy pole round where there might be 32 walkers or so, 31, 30, somewhere in there, we believe. And then, like we said, we are expecting that to go right after the courtesy round is over. And then, of course, you have the junior men's race immediately following that, too. And we have some great crews making great time, so it should be an awesome weekend altogether.
Absolutely. We have, so today for the same boat races, we have Chaos, who the coxswain is Joe Novello. The coxswain's also the coach. The scuttler, Timmy Oakes. It's a veteran crew with a lot of championships. They were there last year. They just didn't have a great row on Sunday. They had a great row on Saturday. So
Timmy won yesterday, right?
He was with one of the girls' crews, right?
Yeah, Lady Luke's.
Yep. And then you have they're in the Santa Maria. They're going to be going for the middle flag. Power Yoga is in the Pinta, and this crew, I talked to Paul Favazate, who's the coxswain or the coach. No one on this crew has ever rowed before. They just got on the boat and decided to put it together, got on the boat. They were shocked at how heavy the oars were, because the oars aren't that light. They're like 40, 45 pounds. But no one on this crew has ever rowed. And now when you watch them, they're actually coming together fast. And they got a good draw on Elimination Wednesday. So they got a good draw to advance to Saturday. And it's going to be interesting to see. I told them today when I talked to them, nobody's giving you any chance whatsoever. But you're going to show up and see what happens.
Yeah, they're going up against two seasoned teams
right.
in Chaos and the Merger.
Yeah.
Multiple winners here. And yeah, like I said, the Power Yoga guys, they're just out there, but they look great. And plus, they're obviously athletic, but to meld together on the boat is a whole different story, and they've done a great job so far.
To never row, a half a mile out, a half a mile back to turn the boat around, and they have no scuttle. The scuttler turns the boat around. The scuttler's never done it before.
That's amazing.
It's crazy to be able to do that. That's not easy to do. It's the hardest job on the boat is steering the boat. When we bring out Phil, self-proclaimed greatest sailboat person in the industry, he'll tell you all about the scuttling, and how it's. But I will give Phil this one piece of credit. I'll give him is that the scuttler definitely has the hardest job on the crew.
We understand that Phil might have had another scuttling win this morning, as a matter of fact.
But that
I'm just throwing it out.
A blind squirrel always finds a nut.
It might come up in the course of the broadcast.
He's just looking to be on any crew. If there's a little children's crew, he's just looking to get on something.
He'll do it.
But we have the Merger also in the Nina. The Merger is just loaded with champions. When we go through the list and the names, it's just loaded with champs. They're the favorite today. Chaos is probably going to finish too. And Power Yoga, we'll see what they can do.
Yeah.
I give them respect. That's the law. A lot of respect.
Absolutely. So are we going to speak with Paul and Gilbert?
Yep. I told them they should be coming up anytime. We might want to send Phil down to get him. He's our juice box guy.
Yeah, Phil, whenever they're ready, we're ready for them. And we'll just go over some stuff as well. So we could go over some of the same boat rules and then the Greasy pole rules because it's a little eccentric, right? So this is derived from per seine fishing. That's why we know it's like the River Seine, but we pronounce it seine boat fishing. Where you would cast nets out off the side of your fishing boat, almost like purse strings. Or you could think of like a Crown Royal bag.
It's crazy.
Where the fishing net would be and you'd have weighted buoys on top, on the water top. and when the fish would go into the net, and you would literally purse and snatch up the net to capture fish.
It's crazy.
Well, back in the day when the Fiesta began, the same boat races were actually the most popular part of the Fiesta, because the fishing fleet was in, and the boats from the fleet would challenge one another, those crews.
It's crazy.
And that's how they would race back in the day, and it's evolved into this 1 mile course now. The seines back then were up to 42 feet long.
They would work and then come row.
Yeah, seriously.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's like when you see the pictures of it, and I mean, you have one of the videos on, like, I think you showed it at the beginning. You showed it. It's unbelievable when you see it. It's incredible. Watching they go from work and then go into the race and then go back to work.
It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
So the boats are named Nina, Pinta, and Santa Maria. That ought to make sense here in our Italian community. And we have flags on buoys 1/2 mile out where those boats are going to make the turn. They're red, white, and blue in that order. So we'll have those boats listed correctly for you in order when we're ready to start that race. Now, they make that turn out there, and essentially they launch from the beach, make the turn 1/2 mile out, come 1/2 mile in. The first boat to hit the beach is your winner. And it's really for pride and bragging rights. You know, the winners get to raise an American flag, second place gets to raise an Italian flag, third place gets a pat on the back.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And then you have to row the boat back. Yeah. But you have 10 rowers, a coach, and a scuttler. They'll row all the way out 1/2 mile out, turn the boat. One side of the boat is considered the turning side. The other side of the boat is considered the non-turning side. So the non-turning side will get a break. The turning side will go deep. The scuttler will whip the boat around, and then they come back 1/2 mile back. At the very beginning of the race, you'll see the 3 boats lining up. And what will happen is the one coach will put up his hands. Another coach on the second boat will put up his hands, signifying that we're ready to go. They'll go back and forth with each other. If they don't put up the hand, they don't go. And you'll see in the bow, the bowman trying to get a little bit of a lead, and you'll see that in a little bit.
Yeah, so there's a lot of gamesmanship going on as the boats are sort of idling into place and try to line up as even as they can. But as we saw yesterday in the women's final, Rowe got just a little bit of momentum before every one of the boats agreed to race out, and they just got a nice little jump there too. Although they were solid throughout the entire race yesterday.
Yeah,
I hung out with them at the club last night. By the way.
They were
great champs.
Right, it's the veterans, seasoned veterans on that boat as well.
Awesome stuff.
So congratulations to the girls and the juniors from yesterday as well.
Yeah, and you know what else was cool too, learning John, was how many juniors. Remember last year they struggled to have enough junior teams. And I believe they had 130 to 150 kids that are actually participating this year. That's what Nikki Parisi told us yesterday. That's incredible. Isn't that great?
That's incredible. Because we had the 8-boat eliminations on Wednesday as well for the men's division, which is incredible. Because you need that feeding system just like anything. Yeah. You need the feeding system.
Now, as you can see, the weather today is beginning to cooperate. The skies have broken. It is nice and sunny now. It is hot and humid. We may get a spot shower, but I think we're going to be in the clear from now. The temperature is around 70 or so, but it's really muggy and humid. We have a stiff south-southeast breeze right now, so a bit of a tailwind for the rowers when they come back in. Not sure how that affects the Greasy pole, though. Is the wind a factor at all?
I mean, it could. It could be like when you're out in the middle of the ocean and you're just standing there. I mean, it could blow you off, especially somebody smaller, but absolutely. The wind, if you're standing up in a boat and it's windy, you can feel yourself swaying a little bit. But just to get to, because we haven't gave them any props yet, and they deserve the props, is last year's champs in the same boats is ZFG. The Coxswain Vito Gigoloni, that's the coach. Mike Harmon is the scuttler. This boat has a little bit of everything. It has a little bit of veterans, some veterans. They have guys that are in their late 20s and 30s that are also veterans with championships that are fit. They have middle-aged guys. They have a little bit of everything. This boat is dangerous. Last year on Saturday, they came in second. They made an adjustment. Paul Gigoloni is known to make his adjustments. He was with Iron Village in 2000.
These are all legendary championship teams.
I believe it was, or I believe it was 2018. Iron Village, Paul Gigoloni with them. They came in second on Saturday. He made some adjustments on Saturday, and Iron Village took down. It was the merger, a boat with all the Gigolonis and those guys. They were a different name. They beat them on Sunday to be the champ. So Paul Gigaloni has a lot of experience on Sundays, and the boat is loaded. Peter Mondello, Jared Morris, Peter Terramina, Alex Rodolosi, Jerry Shimataro, Vincenzo Terranova, Gilbert Brown, Sam Terramina, Kellen O'Malley, and JJ Palazzola. That boat is loaded. They are the favorite. They most likely will repeat. And I know people don't like hearing that, especially a boat full of Gigalonis and Morrisseys and a Mitchell. They will. My pick for the weekend, unfortunately, for some people to hear is ZFG.
There you go. And those are some legendary names here in the city, especially when it comes to their rowing prowess, which is cool stuff yesterday. We're going to recap yesterday's results quickly. Like we said, Colin Sweet is your winner of the Greasy Pole. He will be competing today. Rogue won the women's senior sailboat race over Backlash and Cape Ann Power. And Cape Ann Power, that was their debut, and they were really impressive yesterday. In the junior ladies division, the Lady Lukes beat defending champs All or Nothing, as well as Chicks with Sticks. And then Naughty Buoys. The Salty Seamen and the Apostles all won their qualifiers as well. The eliminations, we call them, too.
What names?
Yeah.
These names. I
don't want
to know what they signify. Yeah. I have no idea.
So there is that.
I don't care.
So are we ready for guests yet? Or we are? Oh, yeah. Bring them on in. Folks, if you're actually looking straight out into Gloucester Harbor, you're looking out dead southwest right now over the flotilla that's gathered behind the Greasy Pole and then lined up along the side of the sailboat race lanes as well. If you remember yesterday, John, during the the juniors race, Schooner Adventure cut right through the
no.
Yeah,
no,
right through.
That is terrible.
That's a massive schooner.
You can get banned from the city for doing stuff like that.
Picturesque, but
legit banned. You won't even get into a bar.
Yeah, that was a no-no. So
you can't do that stuff. So to get to it, we having the guests on, or do we have one more story?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, the guests are coming. Go.
We have two. Yeah, bring them in. We're good. And I don't know what time we're at now, but we believe the senior.
Want to get Paul and Gil first?
Yeah. Let's do that.
All right, so we got coming on now. We have.
You got to get mic'd up. Mic'd up, and then they can come back.
So coming on, we're going to have Paul Gigaloni.
We'll do one at a time, John.
Whatever we want to do. Let's see.
All right, sneak
My
in
buddy
here.
Paul. Let's see. Gonna both come on?
Are we doing one at a time, guys, or one person, two mics? What's easiest for you? One at a time, okay.
Okay, one at a time. So we have Paul Gigaloni. Welcome, Paul.
Welcome.
Hey, Paul, how are you? Great, Fiesta. Good to see you.
So first of all, a little on Paul. Paul won it with Desire, the only team ever to win it 4 times in a row, 1983, 1984, 1985, 1986. He won it with the Stoppers in 1990.
That's a significant win because we stopped Raging Bulls from breaking our 4-in-a-row record.
Oh.
See, that's why we have
That's why
him
the crew was called the Stoppers.
Dynasty
What a
Buster.
name. And he lived by the name. If you got to create a name, you got to end it. And that's what Paul Gigaloni does. He ends in style. Paul also won it with Tutte Forza in 2004, G-Force in 2006, Iron Village, which we just discussed a little bit, in 2018, and ZFG, my pick of the weekend, to repeat 2022, 2023. Take over.
Well, that's nice of you to say, Johnny, and I hope we do. I mean, great competition out there. I give credit to all the other crews, but I do believe that we have a really special team this year and very focused, so I'm looking forward to an amazing race tomorrow. And no one's repeated in, I think, 11 or 12 years, so we're looking forward to giving it our best shot.
Right.
Well, you have a question, John?
Go ahead.
I just want to know, tell me what rowing means to you and your family.
Oh, rowing means to me, I have an article in my pocket, actually, that I'm carrying around. My father repeated in 1956-57, so that's what it means to me.
Really?
I go all the way back before I was born, and my dad and my godfather and my relatives all rowed and were fishermen. It was a completely different sport then, but similar, right? And it's gone to a whole new level now, and it's been in my family and in my blood as long as I can remember, so I'm very proud to keep the tradition going.
Yeah, it's been great.
And Paul's a coxswain or the coach. We know in sports how important the coach is, Paul.
Yeah.
So like I was telling them the year you guys won it with Iron Village, how on Saturday you came in second, major adjustments on Sunday, and you did the same thing last year. What is your, how do you do it?
As you know, John, I've played sports my whole life, right? From hockey, UMaine, and a bunch of stuff. So I kind of get a good feel for what the guys is. Hard to understand what 12 guys are thinking. But after a while, you start to get the vibe of the team, and you know their buttons to push to get them motivated. And unfortunately, or fortunately, we've lost 2 Saturdays and then ended up winning Sunday.
Right.
So
and sometimes
we make that adversity work in our favor and a little motivation.
Right. And so we were talking a little bit about at the beginning how the coach puts his hands up when they're ready.
Right.
So there's 3 boats, the Santa Maria, the Nina, and the Pinta. Who they flip a coin on who, like how do you know who puts up their hands first, second, third?
No, it's just judgment. It's like jockeys, you know. You're in position. If you're comfortable, you put your hands up. And then it's kind of the honor system. We start ourselves. There's no official starter.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah, right,
very cool.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about the camaraderie amongst the rowers, not just within one team, but with all the competitors.
Right, so for people that don't know, this sport started last Saturday. We started practicing with 9 crews. So all 100 guys have been drinking together all week, practicing together, you know, teasing each other, encouraging each other. And it's really nice to have so many people involved in the sport. Really makes it a lot of fun. The more crews, the better. And we welcome all new crews, and anyone that wants to come and try to knock us off, we welcome it.
So we're going to be bringing in Gilbert Brown, who was on the Iron Village crew with you in 2018.
That is correct.
He was with you last year.
Correct.
And you've rowed with a lot of great rowers. I know Gilbert Brown from sports in Gloucester, and just it's great to call someone like Gilbert a friend as well. He's just such a great guy. He won state championships. He won Super Bowls in football and in high school. The kid's just a winner. And what does he bring to the boat compared to other rowers you've had?
Gil's nickname on the boat is the Natural. He's just an amazing athlete.
Yeah.
He never misses a stroke. He's always there. So it's really a pleasure to row with an athlete like Gil, who gives all his heart every race and really leaves it all on the boat.
And what a chemistry guy.
A lot of chemistry.
Tremendous chemistry guy.
Everyone on the boat. We have tremendous chemistry through all the boat.
Yeah, you do. That's what I love about your crew. It's because it is about chemistry. Because like any sport, you'll have hotheads. You know, you'll have and this is you got to remember, 12 guys, a scutterer, a coach, 10 oars. All 10 oars have to be in the water exactly the same time. Someone could have they could be looking out of their peripheral vision and see a boat making a move, and they start to breathe a little too much, everything.
These races are so close. John's correct. One little mistake can cost you the race. So you got to be hyper focused and locked in.
Paul, what do you want folks who aren't familiar with Gloucester or the Fiesta or all that? What do you want them to know about this week?
I want you to know that this is a great fishing community, and this sport started with the fishermen. And the fact that we keep this going and we have this heritage, I think it's very unique to Gloucester. I don't know if there's other celebrations like this in the country, but I'm very proud to be involved and that we have it here at Gloucester.
Yeah.
Now, this is one last question. Phil Francis said that he's a much better scuttler than Mike Harmon.
Wow.
What do you say to that?
I would say I don't think so.
Wow.
I agree.
Yeah, on the record now. We had to get that out of the way.
Get that. That's it.
Go ZFG.
Thank you, Paul.
Paul, thank you so much. We appreciate your time.
Gil. Come on, Gil.
All right, now joining Gilbert Brown's about to join us here too. If you're just tuning in, hi. You are watching the 2023 St. Peter's Fiesta from Gloucester, Massachusetts. It is our Sports Saturday coming up. We have the men's semifinals for the seniors division and the junior division. And in the middle of that sandwich is the Greasy pole. And everyone's participating today to compete tomorrow. So, all right.
So here we are.
Gilbert, how you doing, bud?
Gilbert Brown.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
He's with ZFG now, the defending champs 2022. He won it in 2018 with Iron Village. He was on the Wharf Rats in 2014. That boat was loaded with gigalonis mostly.
Gigalonis mostly, yeah.
Mostly the gigalonis, which are now the merger. So, Gil, he's a champion. He wins in all sports that he does. Like Paul Gigaloni said, the coach of the team. The coach of the team said, he's the natural. That is the best description that you can give of you. He's a chemistry guy. He's humble as they come. He's just a true champion. How do you do it?
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate the accolades. I don't know if I still got what I had once back in the day.
You definitely do.
But no.
If you don't, what do we have?
Yeah. How do you describe the undescribable in terms of same boats, right? There's nothing like it in the world in terms of competing. 10 minutes of pain for a lifetime of bragging rights, essentially.
Yeah.
There's no rewards besides some beer at the club after and bragging rights for a year. People calling you champ. So.
Pretty special, though, huh?
Oh, yeah.
So, Gilbert, does it matter to you where you are on a boat? Is there any difference at all?
I mean, I've always rowed second seat turning.
Okay.
So it's the side that has to go out and turn the flag, so we don't really get a break during the race. But I can row anywhere. I mean, put me down and tell me what to do, and I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'll do my best to do it.
The seats on the boat do play position. The first seat are your lead oarsmen. They're keeping the pace of the boat. The second seat is similar to the first seat, and then you get into the engine room, which was more of the power, a longer stroke. Fourth seat a little bit shorter of a stroke, and then the fifth seat is a little bit shorter as well.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And the fourth and fifth seats are actually very important. Every seat's important, right? There's only 10 guys.
Right.
There's no missed strokes. But the fourth and fifth seat are important in terms of our start of the race.
Right.
They're the one in the back feathering.
Right.
So when you see the race go off here, you'll see guys in the back doing little short strokes. Yeah. And that's to get a little bit of an advantage at the start.
So it's the fourth and fifth seat. We thought it was just the fifth, but it's the fourth and fifth now. I like that.
So, I mean, I don't want to give too much strategy away too early, but, you know, sometimes the fourth gets involved in the mix.
Well, Gilbert, what got you involved to begin with?
Sure, yeah. So Vito Gigoloni Sr., who's the captain of the merger, got me involved. His youngest son, Mark, and all of our buddies in high school, I think we were 8th grade freshmen, so 13, 14 years old. He said, hey, I got a good sport for you guys during the summer, keep you busy, and haven't stopped since. I think it's been 17, 18 years, so always this energy in Gloucester. End of June, getting excited, rolling into the 4th of July. And,
Viva Fever, man.
Oh, Viva Fever is here. Thing. Oh, yeah.
And you can actually see the Greasy pole walkers are trolling through the harbor now, preparing to get out to the platform.
Say, if you can't see them, you can hear them from downtown.
Right. Yeah. Very cool.
So, give us like Gilbert's keys to the race today. What is it?
I mean, keys to the race?
For today, and for you guys tomorrow to repeat.
I mean, we got a little bit of an underdog with Power Yoga coming in. First year crew this year.
Never rode.
10
guys.
So 10 guys, all great athletes. Obviously very pliable, flexible from Power Yoga. So they rode really well Wednesday, got to the eliminations today. So I think for them, just keeping up the pace of the race with the merger and also chaos is going to be instrumental if they want to pull out an upset today.
Yeah. Right. Absolutely. So, same question for you. Phil says that he's a much better scuttler than Mike Harmon. What do you think of that?
I don't know. I've never rode with Phil.
Would you?
So you never know. Things change in the future. I mean, I'm happy with our crew.
If Phil, though, like, not even now, if it was back in the day, would you row with Phil? He's a chemistry issue. He's kind of like a Terrell Owens. Would you?
It's a hard thing to say. I mean, how do you
I'm going to take the silence as a no. Okay, that's it.
Hey, Gilbert, so, hold on. We have balls back.
The answer is no, we wouldn't row with Phil.
Thank you. That's it.
Hey, Gilbert, so what are you looking forward to tomorrow? What can folks expect?
I mean, I think folks are expecting a tight race. I think we're going to give them, excitement, pole to pole. So when I say pole to pole, I mean this pole right here, the Fiesta, all the way up to the flags. So it's going to be a tight-knit race the whole time. Whoever wants it more is going to win.
Do the conditions matter at all?
No. I mean, they do matter a little bit, but I say you got to overcome objectives or adversity in sports. Everybody knows any sport you have, there's going to be injuries, there's going to be people who aren't 100%, conditions, etc.
Yeah.
I think those are only excuses at the end of the day.
Well, how about now? We have peak high tide right now and a stiff breeze from the southwest. How would that affect today's race?
It's going to be a fast race coming home.
Yeah,
yeah. So if we got a southwest coming in, it's going to be a little slow out there, so it might look a little slower. Then it's going to be a dramatic finish. So
there's the Pinta.
I mean, you got to get people rocking on the beach, and that's the only way to really finish the race. Because when you're dead tired, you hear the crowd just getting into it, and everybody, once you hit this alley of boats tomorrow, it's something else, and it gets you there. Trust me.
What's that feeling like when you hit the beach first?
There's nothing like it in the world. I'll tell you what. I mean, I played every type of sport, and I think rowing is the most addictive, for sure.
Yeah, rush. Who do you like today? What's your pick of the day?
I mean, I think I'm a bit biased because I rode with all the Gigolonis for 15 years, so I'm going to say the merger. I think the merger is going to come out on top, behind, and then Chaos, and then Power Yoga. Yep. If I were to rank them.
Here's the Pinta right here. This is Power Yoga. 10 guys that have never rowed before.
Unbelievable.
A coach and a scuttler with no experience up until this week.
That's badass.
It's incredible.
Oh, yeah. Tackling the undaunted.
And those guys said they would never row with Phil either. It's a chemistry issue.
So they're going to be in the Pinta, right? And in the red course. Does the lane or the boat make any difference? We knew there were issues with one boat having a little water in years past, but...
Yeah, so, I mean, it makes a big difference. So if you look at the flags, it goes red, white, and blue. So red's all the way on the left. Yeah. So if there's a big wake from boats coming in that don't really know about Fiesta or just coming in full steam...
We saw that yesterday, as a matter of fact.
You can get hit pretty hard on the side, too. And it really throws you off in terms of going into the turn. So, I mean, hopefully race conditions will be ideal tomorrow, but if they're not, we're just going to have to try to overcome and repeat.
Now, we have, like I say, about a stiff 15-mile-per-hour breeze or so. Does that mean it's going to be a little choppier going out for that first half mile?
Yeah, it will be a little choppier going out, but, I mean, this has been pretty mild compared to the years in the past. I remember, I don't know what year it was, but we had to postpone it Sunday and race Monday. So, pretty bad conditions.
Who's your pick today for the Greasy pole? Do you have a favorite?
Ooh. Pick for the Greasy pole. I mean, yesterday's walks were extremely close. We saw people take the flag, almost take the flag a few times.
Yeah, Nick Taramina just missed it. Yep.
I mean, I think I'm always a fan of the Friday champ trying to win a Saturday, so I think I'm going to have to go Colin Sweet. And I played baseball with his older brother, so.
What do you think of Derek Hopkins?
I mean, he's something. He's special.
Right?
I mean.
Special blockers come along. Michael Jordan comes along. Gilbert Brown comes along.
I don't know if I put myself in this category, but.
Like Paul Gigaloni, the greats come along, the self-proclaimed ones with Phil. But what do you think of Derek Hopkins? Unbelievable.
I mean, game respects game, and I mean, that kid can ball. I mean, when you talk about walking the pole, he's out there every single time on the practice round or the first round and walks to the end and jumps off. So, I mean, I haven't seen anybody walk like that probably in 15 years.
Yeah, since probably Peter Black.
Yeah, exactly.
That was it.
When I was a kid in high school, and he was winning all the time. So.
All the time.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Yeah.
All right, so Gilbert, I asked Paul the same question, but for folks who aren't familiar with Fiesta or Gloucester, what do you want them to know?
I just want to know St. Peter's Fiesta is all about heritage in our community. You know, Gloucester is one of the oldest seaport in the country, and we have a lot of pride for our community here, our friends, our families, everyone who lives here full time. I think this is just a testament to the people in Gloucester and Cape Ann. You know, we're hardworking people. We love to have fun. We also love for our fishermen to come back safe, and that's how it all started. You know,
beautiful.
With a couple wives. You know, praying to St. Peter for their families and their husbands, brothers, sons to come back, and then it grew into this over the past 80 to 100 years. So I think it's just a special place to be, and if you haven't experienced it, I would say come up, have fun, enjoy Gloucester, and enjoy some seafood as well.
Yeah, man.
Can't beat it.
Intellect, Gloucester High School right here. What was your grade point average? 96, 95?
My graduation?
No, grade point average. 90. It was in the 90s, I know.
It was close to 4.0.
Ours combined were almost that. What? We almost got there.
Yeah. Right.
Don't ask me my college GPA.
No, we don't do college doesn't matter. No, high school matters.
Yeah.
All right, bud.
Pretty proud
of
you.
Absolutely.
Gilbert, hey, good luck tomorrow, man. Absolutely. Have a blast. It was great getting to know you a little bit, man.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, Viva, kid.
Viva.
Awesome. All right, Gilbert Brown, man. Great guy, great family, great competitor, and a great interview, too. So was Paul. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, John, the moment is almost upon us now. I'm sorry.
This is like getting a rose and then getting pricked by the thorn.
Yeah. But now we're about to introduce the man of the hour.
Yeah, I
mean,
he
is the Barkley of this board. I might be Ernie, you might be Kenny the Jet Smith, but now we have our Barkley. It's Phil Francis, 4-time Steamboat
Charles
champ.
Barkley, here he comes. There he is. I love Phil, here he is.
Well, we're going to straighten a few things out here. We're definitely straightening out. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. Oh, we didn't even cover the embrace. That's good. The folks don't even know.
We're going to straighten a few things out here. Never said I was better than Mike Harmon.
No, not on TV.
Never said I was better than him. But the funny thing is, for a guy, have you ever been on a boat before?
Yeah.
You know a lot about it, right?
I do, yeah. I've been on a boat. Yeah.
But those little digs about a squirrel, I went down and I was on the club looking at the trophies.
Yeah.
Didn't see your name anywhere.
No.
But I saw it in a few of them.
No.
I just want to keep
Bill Belichick didn't have his name on playing football. He just coached. That's it. I'm just here to coach.
And like
That's
you
all.
said, I'm the Barkley of this. That crew you're talking about, they got better.
ZFT?
No.
Power yoga.
Power yoga?
Yeah. Everybody has an Uncle Phil, so block your
Zero
ass.
Chance.
Yeah, we're not saying they have a chance they don't, but Pete, is it easy to just get
Zero chance.
This is him. This is
Zero
what he does.
Chance. End of story.
Everyone has an Uncle Phil. I mean, it's not that you like him or don't like him, but the thing is, I'm saying you respect them for getting to a boat and they've never rowed before.
Oh, I respect them for showing up.
There was no respect when you're going
You're giving them a chance in the race. They have no chance.
Yeah, but just be respectful.
Totally.
These
I
are 10 guys in a boat right there.
I love the fact that Paul Vavaza is in a Saturdays race.
I love that. I love that
the fact that Paul Vavaza.
So just
but today's entertaining.
Yep, Paul Vavaza is the coach.
Paulie Farr's the coach. Paulie knows what he's doing. Paulie's also a good teacher. He's been with a lot of the girls' crews, the women's crews, and now he's with the men's crew because I think he hurt his shoulder because normally he's a steerer, but he had some surgery done on his shoulder. I know how that goes. You got to take that year off or whatever like that. But he has done a good job with a bunch of guys that never rode before. Unfortunately, they're stepping into a little trap today with the crews they're rowing against.
Right. How about the scuttler as Tom is beaten? But you saw the race on Wednesday, right?
Yeah,
how did he do? Did you see it?
You know something? I really didn't pay attention to that race. I'll tell you that. I really didn't pay attention to it because I watched it halfway out, and then after that I was in the judge boat having too much fun to pay attention to also ran races.
So the boats are coming into focus here in the harbor. We're about 15 minutes or so away from the men's senior. I like to call it the semifinals. I think that makes more sense. Where the two of the three advance to face Zany Fun Guys tomorrow, the top two finishers. So that's happening. And then in just a little bit, we're going to be joined by two-time Greasy Pole champ Steve LeBlanc, right, 93, and then 94. Alongside Derek Hopkins, four-time champ. He's done the three-peat, and then he won last year. He'll be with us as well for the Greasy Pole.
Johnny, get Jordan, sit over there. You can sit right there. You want Jordan?
Oh, you want to sit? So anyway, the skies have opened up. It's a gorgeous day down here. If you're watching from home, there's plenty of beach left, although it is peak high tide just passed, as a matter of fact. So there'll be a little more beach as the events goes on today.
St. Peter
So
came
that'll help
through
you
for
out
us
as well.
again today.
Yeah.
St. Peter came through.
Yeah, it was a crappy morning. No lie, but
it's miserable.
it broke up nicely. So Phil, what can we expect today? You see slightly different conditions today.
Yeah, a little bit
stiffer
choppy
breeze.
today. This is going to be this will be a steerer race right now. It's blowing southwest right now. It's like what Gilbert was talking about. Your southwest, you're going to have a little pounding on the way out. Your boats, you want to keep them high, which is far to the left. Wind's going to take you right home. But you got, something. You have two great steerers that I know in this race. I really don't know anything about the steerer for Paulie Farr's crew, the other crew there. I didn't watch them. But
They're going to make a name for themselves today.
I know you have Joe Belmo and Timmy Oakes.
Yeah.
That's all I need to know is that those guys will do their job.
Yeah.
The thing is this, about this race today, if they get enough ahead, do they really want to win the race? Do they want to push it or just take it easy coming home? Because they don't want to show the champs what they have.
Right, and we should explain too, right? So the top two finishers play. So sometimes it's not the worst thing in the world to lose, to come in second.
The champs, they came in second last year.
Yeah.
You make those adjustments. If you're comfortably in second place, there's no reason to burn your crew out, and there's no reason to show anybody how good you really are. Right. Just take it easy, get home. Okay, you're in Sunday's race. Then things change. Different weather, everything changes.
So we have Chaos in the Santa Maria. They will be going for, I believe, the red flag. We'll see when they line up here.
No, they'll be in the white flag. They'll be in the middle lane.
Okay, so white flag.
Yeah, we're going to have Power Yoga in the Pinta, and going for the red flag. Chaos in the Santa Marina going for the white, and then the Merger and the Nina going for the blue.
Okay. So Chaos is in the Santa Maria. They have a coach in Coxswain, a veteran in the industry, Joe Novello. He's an icon in the St. Peter's Fiesta, as we all know. He does everything. Chaos has a lot of titles. So they were the last team that repeated in 2010 and 11. Chaos has a championship in 2000, 2002, 2009, 10, 11, and 13. So they have 7 titles. Two-peat in 2010 and 11, and they were the last team to do the two-peat. That boat is Jay Hillenbrecht, Joe Novell, the coach, Timmy Oakes, the scuttler, who steers the boat. You got Jay Hillenbrecht on the turning side, Mike Tarantino, Walter Mears, Nick Drea, Matt Drea. On the non-turning side, Eric Dombrowski, Tom Conrad, a legend in this game. Good friend of yours.
Great friend of mine.
Beast. Just a beast.
48 years in the sport. I think possibly he might have missed 2 or 3 Sunday races.
Unbelievable.
48 years.
That's
we started
unreal.
together back when we were babies. We were 14 years old.
Unbelievable rower. And still doing it. Does this crew have enough? They have Brian Dury, Jeremy Abreu, and Joe Sands. Does this crew have enough to do it again? Or is there one of the big questions, is there a little bit too much age? Because we do know that you need veterans, but you also need a mix. So some of the murmurs out there in this world is it a little bit too much age? One thing I respect with Joe Novello is he doesn't just cut a guy off his crew. You have to retire to go off his crew. He'll keep you forever if you want to row forever. That's respect to Joe Novello.
It's interesting. We heard Nicky Parisi yesterday saying cuts can come as soon as the day after the race.
Well,
not with Joe Novello.
If the shoe fits.
Oh, it's just happened.
Right?
Here we go. There's going to be fireworks at the club tonight,
I'm going to stay off him a little bit.
Fireworks at the club.
But so in the merger, the Nina going for the blue flag. This boat is loaded with champs. The merger won it in 2017 and 2019. They lost last year to ZFG, who's the defending champs. This boat has Vito Gigaloni, who is the coach of the Coxswain, Joe Balbo, the scuttler. Vito Gigaloni and Joe Balbo, I don't know if there's anyone that has more champs than these two guys, championships than these two. They probably have the most. They have a lot of titles, dating way back to the kids.
Dating back to 1977.
Yep.
Joe wasn't part of it, but Vito was. Joe was with the sleepers back then.
Yep. But those they've both been there a long time. They're both two of the best at what they do. You have Dylan Morrissey on the turn inside, Vito Gigaloni Jr., Rob Morrissey, Chad Mata, Mark Gigaloni. Non-turn inside, Chris Gigaloni, Clayton Morrissey, Mike Mitchell, Joe Gigaloni, and Seth Morrissey. Chad Mott is filling in for Nick Gigaloni, who hurt his back, which is a huge loss. But Chad's a great fill-in. He has a title with Iron Village.
I watched Chad the other night when they were going in and out. Kid's a beast.
Yeah, he's good.
He's a beast. Good rower. Very
what a
good
great
rower.
What a great pickup.
They replaced a good rower with another really good rower.
Good chemistry guy.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Great. What a great pickup. There were so many different guys that they might have been able to pick up, and they nailed it picking him up.
And the thing is this: when you have a crew like this, you have an opening. It's not hard to find a good rower to jump in that crew.
Yeah. Right. So, Power Yoga in the Pinta. Going for the red flag. They have 10 guys that have never rowed before. A coach that I don't believe has coached as Paul Favazza.
Paulie has been basically a steerer his whole life. He might have rowed, I think he might have coached once or twice, but he's been a steerer.
So he's been in the industry. He's the only one.
And he's, he's one of those guys that's always down there every morning. Junior girls, women's crews.
Right.
He lives to help other people learn the sport, learn how to row.
So he knows. He's the one guy in the crew, keeping them together. Thomas Beaton, the scuttler, who has the hardest job of the boat. And even though I rag on our Uncle Phil, he was great at what he does, scuttling boats. He has titles. How many titles do you have, Phil? 4. He has 4 titles.
But I got one this morning if you want to.
got another one.
That was fun. That was fun.
But Phil knows what it's like to be in a boat, a windy condition. The scuttler has the toughest job. He's the quarterback of the team pretty much. Okay, he's the goalie. He's the pitcher. Right? That's the scuttler.
2 of the times I won was in the exact same weather as this.
Yeah, it's tough. This wind is pushing you one way. The scuttler's got to keep enough leverage to keep it on target. But you have, on the turn inside, Joel Kalinowski, Dave DeAngelis, Derek Ford, Daniel Brooks, Devin Carl, David Bouchard, John Stevens, Ryder Ritchie, Bob Lash, David Brooks. A boat full of nobodies in this industry. In this industry.
That's better.
Not in the rail world. In this industry, a boat full of, who are they?
Unknowns.
I couldn't even get the names of these guys.
It took me
till today
to
get them.
Irish representation right there. That's your Irish representation.
That's unreal. Like, can they do it? No one's giving them a chance to win. Uncle Phil played the 0. They're here, though, and they think they have a chance.
Yeah, we got to see the DraftKings money line on this.
Wow. You could put $1 down to make like $5 million. Would you waste $1?
Okay, Houston Texans, Power Yoga. I don't know who I'm putting up.
Wow. It's just not right. It's just not right.
So, folks, if you're tuning in, welcome to St. Peter's Fiesta, the 2023 edition. Coming at you from Pavilion Beach. We're at the loft of Pavilion Beach, as a matter of fact, right next to the beautiful Beauport Hotel. I am joined by John Castro and Phil Francis. We are just moments away from the start of the men's senior same boat semifinals. The top 2 qualify for the championship tomorrow against the Saini Fun guys. Then, of course, we have Greasy Pole. We're going to be joined by Steve LeBlanc and Derek Hopkins for that as well. And then Phil's going to come back with us for the men's junior semifinals a little later on today. And it is a spectacular day in Gloucester now.
So we're just about getting ready to line up here. You can see right here we have the Pinta
That's Power Yoga.
Picture the Power Yoga is Power Yoga.
Chaos and Merger on the outside.
Chaos is in the Santa Maria, and you have the Merger in the Nina. And Power Yoga's right here in front of us. So you get a really good view of the 10 rowers. You can see the coach or the coxswain down here and right in front of us. The coach or the coxswain standing up, and the scuttler holding the oar. So as we're getting ready here,
Phil, do you want to explain?
Can they give us a view of this boat right here?
Yeah, guys, get this tight shot of the boats down there, Tyler.
I can tell you right now, Paulie's telling his steerer, look at the wind, play the wind. That's exactly what Paulie knows what he's doing when it comes steering. So he's working with this guy's never steered before. Paulie's working with him, he's explaining to him. Listen, you gotta play the wind, you gotta go wide. That's exactly what he's telling him. What flag do they have?
Which one?
They have the red? Yeah. He has to move way over. If they have the red, he's gonna have to come over here.
So right now the boats are gonna line up. You're gonna see the 10 rowers, a coach, and a scuttler. 3 boats lining up near the beach, okay? We're waiting for one more boat. They're gonna line up. They're gonna go a half a mile out, turn the boat, and a half a mile back. On the way back, they'll get to the Greasy pole, and they'll do something called the Greasy pole shuffle. It's a sprint to the finish line. It's when you give everything you have. Phil, tell us the importance of this being a marathon and how you have to pace yourself.
It's like a horse race. You have to pace yourself. Your coach, your coxswain, your coach, he's your jockey. He's the guy who's going to tell you, do we need it, don't we need it? If you have a lead, there's no need to kill your crew. If you're even, you might want to give a little extra. You just want to stay with them until 100, 200 yards from the flag. That's when you want to open it up. That's when you want to get around.
So people, just think about it. For anyone that's ever been in any form of any kind of boat or kayak or anything, if you have 2 oars in the water and you have one in and one doing one thing and one doing the other, you can't move.
I'll tell you who's going to be important today too, the feathermen. Those bowmen, the feather guys,
yep.
Those bow guys are going to be important today. Keep that boat moving and keeping the boat straight on the start. These boats going to have a hard time. You got a crosswind going to be blowing them down there. Both crews are probably going to line up far left of where they actually want to start.
So people know what it's like if you throw something in the water on a windy day and the current starts taking it one way. That wind is what's happening. It's going to take these boats towards the cut bridge.
Yeah.
Okay, so what Phil means in the bowmen will do something like
National anthem.
Fiesta.
And the stage is set, gentlemen. We are getting ready for the men's senior sailboat semifinals. I'm here with John DeCastro and Phil Francis. Phil's a 4-time sailboat champion. John, you participated before, right, in the pole and in the boats, right?
Both, yep.
Participated.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely.
Participated.
I got the participation trophy.
All right, so now
I did it.
the boats are trying to get in their proper lanes from left to right. We're going to have Power Yoga in the Pinta, and they're going to be going out to the red flag. Chaos in the Santa Maria. They'll be racing towards the white flag, 1/2 mile out. And the Merger is in the Nina, and they're going out towards the blue flag. The Merger is closest to the Galena Flotilla on the right side of your screen. And like we said, you'll be able to see those flags as we pan up 1/2 mile out, red, white, and blue. They start down here. Once they line up in sync, as close to as in sync as they can get, they're going to race out 1/2 mile to those flags and buoys, make as sharp as a turn as they can, come back the 1/2 mile right towards us, and the first 2 to hit the beach qualify tomorrow to face Zany Fun Guys, the defending champions.
They're going to have a difficult time lining up. And another thing, tomorrow, guaranteed tomorrow, see the boats that are kind of right behind the pole? They're going to have those boats move. A lot of guys like to start under the pole.
Right. So we have Chaos in the Santa Maria. Actually, we'll say right in order. Power Yoga in the Pinta, going for the red flag. You got Paul Favazza, the coach, Thomas Beat in the Scuttler, Joel Kalinowski, Dave DeAngelis, Derek Ford, Daniel Brooks, Devin Carr, Dave Bouchard, John Stevens, Ryder Ritchie, Bob Lash, David Brooks. In the middle lane,
He's going to line up over there.
going for the white flag, we have Chaos.
He's going to pull right
Joe
into
Novello,
Chaos.
Timmy Oaks. You can see the boats are having trouble lining up
We have a
already.
stiff breeze going left to right, folks.
He has to line up over there.
Like Phil's saying, Phil's saying from being an experienced scuttler, you have Power Yoga right here going for the red flag in the Pinta. They need to be over
Way
here
over
about
there.
50 yards.
Joe's telling him, move over.
You never know, there could be some mind games playing. They're kind of yelling at each other a
Well, in
little
the
bit.
meantime, John, we've got the Coast Guard trying to get some recreational boats out of the course.
Absolutely.
We had issues with that yesterday.
Yeah.
What he should do right now, put his boat side to, go straight over like this, stop, and spin it right here.
Right.
Because he's got to give them room to line up too. And that's an experienced steerer.
Right.
Inexperienced steerer. He's having a difficult time lining up.
Right. The only way you can get experience, though, is by being here. They're here, they have an opportunity. And what are they going to do with the opportunity? You have in the middle, Chaos, Santa Maria, Joe Novello, Timmy Oaks, the Scuttler, Jay Hillenbrecht on the turn inside with Mike Tarantino, Walter Mayers, Nick Drea, Matt Drea, Eric Dombrowski, non-turn inside, Tom Conrad, Brian Dury, Jeremy Abreu, and Joe Sands. Chaos, 7-time champion. And then in the blue, in the Nina, going for the blue flag, the Merger, a boatload of champions. Vito Gigaloni, the coach of Coxswain, Joe Belbo, the Scuttler, turning side, Dylan Morrissey, Vito Gigaloni Jr., Rob Morrissey, Chad Mata, Mark Gigaloni. On the non-turning side, Chris Gigaloni, Clayton Morrissey, Mike Mitchell, Joe Gigaloni, and Seth Morrissey.
Keep going.
Wow. Like Phil's saying, he wants to see if he was scuttling in that boat, Phil. Tell us what you do. What would you do over there?
Right now,
This wind is a vicious crossing.
If I had the red flag, I'd go as far under the pole as I could, let it bring me over, and then when I'm lined up where I want to be, that's where I want to say I'm ready.
Right.
You don't want to line up in where you want to be, because you're going to get blown over. You line up where you don't want to be.
So you got a good view
Timmy's
of Joe
all
Novello
set.
right now.
He's all
That's the
set.
coach.
This race is going to, I think they're going to take off, because you got 3 coaches
Good job,
that
yeah.
want to go. They're fed up with the wind. They know.
So they got 10 oars ready to go. 10 oars, they need to act as one.
Yeah.
All right, we're getting close,
I can
boys.
tell you, once
Here
they
we
start
go.
feathering, that means they're getting ready.
Power Yoga in the Pinta. Chaos in the Santa Maria. The Merger in the Nina. Power Yoga going for the red flag.
Joe's
Chaos
gonna
going for the white flag. The
Chaos will
Merger
start the
going
race.
for the blue flag. They're lined up and ready. Pinta's got their hands up.
Paulie's up.
Paul's up in
Pinta's
the Nina.
ready.
Power
They're
Yoga,
ready.
they're up on that
Joe's
side.
gonna start the
Merger's
race.
up.
Chaos.
Yes,
Here we
they're up.
go.
They're
Here
going.
we go.
You got it. Here, let's see the start. They're off quick.
told
They're
you, I
slapping
told you
water.
it would
They're
start.
slapping water.
Yeah,
They're slapping water here.
Yeah.
They're getting into their stroke a little better. Great start by the Merger and Chaos both. They both came out like rocket ships. There they go, a half a mile out. There they go. Power Yoga in the Pinta going for the red flag. Chaos, the Santa Maria in the middle lane going for the white flag. The Merger in the Nina going for the blue flag. Chaos in the Santa Maria and Merger and the Nina both had great starts.
And what do you think of the start, Phil? What do you think of the start?
I thought it was good. I thought the Merger had a really nice start. I think Chaos had a nice start. The four left power, all of their power, Yoga, they struggled. They were but you know something?
They were slapping water, but it happened quick. It was a quick start.
Right.
Because everyone says, Phil, they could go 4 or 5 times, and this one went. Boom.
Right. Because you had guys that want to go.
Guard.
Oh yeah, you got 2 vets that that don't want to go, and the longer they took, the harder it was to line up because they get blown over more.
Right.
That south-southwest wind has picked up now. I'd say we're pushing 15 to 25 right now.
Oh yeah.
This kid's going to have trouble on the left because of this wind.
Right. Like Phil's saying, the wind is taking us towards the cut bridge. So they got to be aiming how far to the left of their flag, Phil?
I would say right now, both crews on the right will probably start pushing more to the left.
How far to the left approximately? Like what?
Jeez, let me see if I look from the red flag. I would probably be, if we went by boat lengths, I would try to be about 4 boat lengths.
4 boat lengths to the left. So we know the boats, how long these boats are. Corey, how long is the boat?
I don't know that, John. Share with the crowd.
I think it's 31. Right. I think it's 31 feet.
31 feet. If you don't know, guess.
Back in the day, they were up to 41, 42
feet. They were monsters.
Yeah. So you're talking 4 boat lengths. You're talking 120 to 150 feet or so to the left, and it's going to take us right into it. So there they go. We have Power Yoga in the Pinta going for the red flag. Chaos in the Santa Maria.
It's a 2-boat race right now.
What do they have as a lead right now, Corey?
I think Merger maybe half a boat.
It looks like Merger's up from there.
Merger's up by about a half a boat. You're going to see when the boats go, you'll see them start to go into the turn. You can see it from here that the Merger and Chaos are up by at least a boat.
And like I said earlier, and it's like I said earlier, if they have a big lead over Power Yoga, they're deciding right now if they want to win the race or not, or just get around and come home.
So you can see right on the screen to the left, you can actually see Merger and Chaos, the boat, the middle boat and the boat to the right. You can actually tell that they're ahead.
Yeah, Merger's ahead by a little.
Merger and Chaos. Boats first and second will advance. Today's the semifinals. They will advance to Sunday against ZFG, the champs. Vito Gigoloni, Mike Harmon, Peter Mondello, Vincenzo Taramina, Jared Morris, Gilbert Brown, Peter Taramina, Sam Taramina, Alex Rotolosi, Kellen O'Malley, Jerry Shimataro, JJ Pelazzo. And we're going to be having Derek Hopkins coming up soon. I just gotta get him up here.
Chaos will lead now. I would believe it's probably even then. Because the angle they have in their judge boat sometimes usually half a boat difference.
All right, folks, and you are looking live at the men's senior same boat semifinals. The top 2 finishers advance tomorrow. They're nearing the point where they're going to think about the turn here, right, Phil? Is this where they start to think about the turn?
This is where they're going to start, yeah. Joe's got a nice course right now. Timmy wants to probably go a little higher, but he'll be all right.
Like I said, that's 1/2 mile out.
Half a mile in.
Make the turn and a 1/2 mile in. And there's a lot of water in front of us today. Peak high tide hit us at just after 4 p.m.
All right, let's see. I think the Merger's going to start there first. I know he's setting himself up for his turn right now. They might be a dead heat right now.
All right. And at the conclusion of this race, we'll be joined by Steve LeBlanc and Derek Hopkins, Greasy Pole champs, to walk us through the Saturday Greasy Pole.
Timmy stayed a great course. Timmy's where he wants to be. Wide to the left. Merger turning first. Merger's going for the edge right now.
Make sure he knows where it is.
And now Chaos. They're both going.
There goes Chaos, and there goes the Merger. And you can see on the turn how far behind Power Yoga is. Power Yoga is just going into the turn.
Chaos has a good turn here.
Chaos has a great turn. Wow. Oh, she beat him. Chaos has the lead right now.
Wow,
Chaos got the lead coming home. It's going to be a dog race coming in.
You know how you say like you might want to light up. You just can't. You just want to win, right? Phil, you just want to win the race.
You do, but it's a different mentality.
Right.
Years ago was you want to win at all costs. But do you want to cost yourself some gas for tomorrow?
Reckon it's over right now.
Yeah,
they could.
Winning this race doesn't mean anything to these guys.
No.
I can tell you right now, it doesn't.
Right. And the body, you need to let your body heal.
Gotta
there are
heal.
all the rowers out there. Chaos has won Saturday a couple times now.
And you got some guys. You got some guys that are up there in age that need that.
They need the rest.
They need to heal.
It might be smart for Chaos to lay back.
It's
hard to do it.
It's hard. It is hard. Because if they have the lead right now,
it's hard.
They've been hearing a lot of talk about merger all week. This, that, and no
Isn't there something inside you, Phil? You look across.
Oh yeah,
there's your rival.
But as much as you want to stop, you're not going to stop.
You might just get into a nice stroke, though. No moves. Just get into a nice stroke.
It depends on if you listen to your coach. It depends. It's up to the coaches right now. It's up to Joe. It's up to Vito.
Right.
I think Chaos. You know, son. Merger's not even trying to catch them. I think Chaos is going to pull away.
Yeah. No, so you have in the middle Chaos in the Santa Maria. So you have what is it? 2-boat lead? Looks like
I'm trying to say that.
It looks like
they're just coasting home right now.
Yeah, they're just these boats, whoever comes in second and third is gonna advance to go up against ZFG tomorrow. It's a slam dunk on Chaos and the merger advancing. You got to tip your caps to Power Yoga for going into a boat and giving it what they have.
It's a game showing here for Power Yoga.
Yeah, getting some experience in right now. The Greasy poll is to follow this. We're going to have Steve LeBlanc, 2-time champ, and Derek Hopkins, 4-time champ, 4 in a row. And that hasn't been done since Peter Black Frontier. So we have...
I'll tell you what.
So we got Steve LeBlanc coming on, Derek Hopkins coming on.
It is a good showing for
But we have Chaos in the merger advancing to Sunday to go up against ZFG as soon as they hit the beach. And tip your caps to Power Yoga and the Pinta for giving it all they have. 12 guys, 10 guys that have never rowed before, and they make it to Saturday. See what they can do.
Good work for the boys today.
Yep.
A nice tailwind's going to help carry them home a little bit.
Yep, they're flying home. Chaos in the middle, up by at least a boat, minimum.
Boat, 3/4 to a boat.
Yep.
So it's really just a formality now, right,
Yeah,
Phil?
neither crew right now is pushing everything they got. The race is over right now. It's just saving for tomorrow. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. And I think they should, especially Chaos, with a boat full of guys that are a little bit old.
And
some of them are a little older.
And another thing, we got 2 good captains, 2 really sportsmanship. They don't want to bury those guys. They don't want to show them up. They don't want to show up Power Yoga because they want them to come back.
Yeah,
they
that's cool. I like that.
Jonah Fella's a great sportsman. Vito,
he's great.
Vito,
Phil, don't stop.
Here we go.
Don't stop.
Here we go.
Okay.
But they don't want to show those guys up because they want those guys to come back. They were one of the 8 or 9 crews.
Right.
So they want them back next year.
Right. So here they come. Joe Novello leading Chaos in the merger, being led by Vito Gigoloni.
You know what?
You got Chaos in the merger. They're going to be advancing to Sunday to go against ZFG on Championship Sunday.
They might tie.
Yep.
They might tie.
They're coming in together. The merger, Chaos, 2 boats, a lot of titles, championships everywhere. You're talking over 100 of titles combined on this boat. These boats.
Impressive showing by Chaos.
Chaos in the Santa Maria. The merger in the Nina. In a dead heat coming home. In Power Yoga, giving it everything they have.
Joe's trying to win the race.
Well, yeah,
He's pushing
not,
Chaos.
Pick it in now, right?
He's pushing Chaos now. And here they come. Chaos in the Santa Maria. The merger in the Nina. It looks like Chaos has maybe a slight lead, maybe a quarter of a boat.
Maybe a nose.
Yep, you got a quarter of a boat lead by Chaos coming in the middle lane. You have the merger to the right. It looks like it's going to be Chaos by about 3 seats. Here comes Chaos.
Yeah, they'll be in by about half.
The merger is just slowly coming in. The merger just slowly coming in, but it's going to be Chaos on Saturday in the semifinal. You have Chaos. It's going to be Chaos.
Half a boat.
Chaos by about a half a boat. The merger now coming in second. And now you come.
They didn't cover, did they? I was giving you 10 votes, so you didn't cover.
And here comes Power Yoga.
They are downward
It's not
dogging their
easy.
way to the finish here.
It's not easy.
Houston, Texas.
Great effort.
Power Yoga.
Well, let's get Steve on and Derek on.
Yeah. Hey, Phil, we'll see you back for the
I'll be
juniors
back in a while.
semifinals. All right, buddy?
All right, buddy.
Thanks
Good
for your
job.
You know I love you, right, pal?
All right, here he comes.
All right, so you see the
Let's see who I pissed off
and the
today.
Nina, Fiesta and the merger on Pavilion Beach.
Is it off?
They advance to tomorrow's final against Zany Fun Guys. The Saturday Greasy Poll is about to begin. Joining us now is Steve LeBlanc and Derek Hopkins.
There he is. We got to have to
Yeah, we're going to
smush
get it
him.
tight over here, boys.
Yeah.
Am I supposed to grab that mic?
Does that
We'll
need the
get
mic?
it up for you.
Yeah.
All right, big
All right.
applause on the beach. We have a packed beach today now.
Oh, yeah. Low tide, long way, but here we go. We're getting ready for the Greasy Poll.
All right.
We have Steve LeBlanc here with us, Corey. Take us in, and Derek Hopkins.
All right, here we go, folks. Okay, so we are setting the stage now. The Greasy Bowl happens really quick. We have 45 competitors, I believe, today. We are joined by two-time Greasy Bowl champ Steve LeBlanc. 30 years ago this weekend was his first one, right?
30 years ago, Saturday 1993, and then 30 years next year, Sunday 1994. So
Yeah.
you're looking at the oldest champ up there tomorrow and the youngest champ up there tomorrow. So
Yeah. We're joined the darling of the
You
Boston
definitely don't
Globe,
look
man.
like the
Derek
oldest
Hopkins,
up
how
there,
you
that's
doing,
for
buddy?
sure.
Nice to meet you, man.
Nice.
Yeah, very cool. All right, so we're getting ready to get underway here. So, Derek, how you feeling thinking about tomorrow now?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, not thinking too much, just going to get out there and see what happens.
Yeah. So we want you guys to talk us through this. We'll be asking questions along the way. What vibe do you get? What feeling do you have? Like, what's going through the walkers' minds right now?
I mean, absolute excitement, I would say.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
want to win. That's it. That's your mindset. You know, get up there. It's in here, and it's in here mostly. 95% of it's mental, saying, "I've got this." You know,
Like you being out there.
I'd say, yeah, a lot of confidence.
a lot of confidence.
But usually when they call your name, everything else just blacks out. It's you, the pole, the flag. You got no other thoughts for the next 15 seconds.
And getting in the heads of some of the other walkers.
The young guys.
So last night I walked through the Fiesta and I saw some of the other champs, and I'm like, it's going to be an honor to have you carry me up the beach tomorrow. They're all like, what? And my son's girlfriend introduced me the other day. She's like, oh, he's walking Sunday. I'm like, I'm winning Sunday. So
Right.
it's
You
a
have to have
mindset.
that mentality. You have to. Why? And why?
It'd be a pleasure to have you carry me up the beach.
Why?
Of course.
You
Honored
have
to
just
do
as good
it.
a shot as anyone. He's an athlete, still in great shape. Two-time champion. Derek Hopkins, 2019. Friday, Saturday,
Hey guys,
Sunday.
we're underway. We can actually face this way if you want.
So here we go. The first walker was yesterday's champion, which was Call It Sweet. Next is going to be up Leo Canavo. And then we have Frank Taramina. So Leo Canavo, they come out quick. The courtesy round, you cannot grab the flag. So everyone will get one courtesy walk. You cannot grab the flag. But let's get back to Derek. 2019, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 2022. And there goes Leo Canavo. Leo Canavo.
Here we go. Good luck, Leo.
splash.
Cheers Fridays, champ.
Okay, now we have Frank Taramina 3. 2022, four-time champion in a row. Steve, first of all, you've walked with a lot of people. I've seen a lot of people. Peter Black Frontero, a beast.
But everybody, but they'll tell you he did a good job. He's doing a good job.
That's part of my wanting
He's
to
a
be out
fucking
here.
puppet.
I said 30 years ago.
Wyatt!
I've walked it with Salvi
He's a
and
fucking
Matza
puppet.
and Peter and Stewie and Jake.
There he goes.
I haven't walked it with Derek yet.
Right. So Ross Carlson coming up. This is your favorite today. Ross
It's going to be
Carlson.
my bookends.
When you see Derek walk, though, have you seen? I don't know if as Pete was incredible, but I don't know if I've ever seen anyone like Derek. Have you?
Yeah, every generation is different. Just like baseball, just like basketball, you get these people up there. It's a different sport nowadays. The grease is different. Back then, it was a lot
Ross
of.
Carlson. Ross Carlson. That's my pick of the day.
Yeah, there we go, Ross.
There he goes.
Back then, they put the blue and the black.
Joe Braglione.
And they put motor oil in it and banana peels and everything else. You know, I'm not knocking Derek or anything like that, but it's just every error is tweaks a little bit. You know, like
different
LeBron.
challenges,
LeBron
right?
the greatest, or is Michael the greatest, or is
Michael Jordan's the greatest.
Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Well, you'll be one of the few to have been able to walk on both.
Yeah.
I'll never get to walk on the old stuff.
Yeah.
But
So I've
it's definitely still slippery, the newer stuff. But
the year I won it on Sunday, Peter had walked it 7 years in a row and 6 years in a row. He's going for a big record.
There goes Joe Brancaleone, another good walker.
It was the first year with the new pole. They had put the pole out there, and they added an extra foot to it.
Yeah.
So I was number 2, Peter was
Kenny
number
Belbo.
1. And Peter went out and just missed it, and I said, if I don't get it this time, I'm not going to have enough chance. And I walked right off here. I could have walked to State Sport Park if I had to, but...
oh yeah,
That would have been an awesome
that's okay.
walk.
You get one shot. That's it.
One shot, baby.
You know?
There he goes,
You get
Danny
out there.
Belbo. Next
You don't
up,
always
Steve
get a chance either,
Militello.
but if you get a chance, that's it. You got one. Can you do it in that one walk, or else it's over? The guy behind you is going to get it.
Yeah, exactly.
Derek, did you have flashbacks yesterday from your dad's walk when we saw the flag hanging
Oh,
there?
I- oh,
That was one of the
certainly,
greatest
yeah.
walks ever.
Yeah, he. That's all I could think about when that flag spun upside down. I don't think it's been done since then.
Yeah, it happened a few years before too. On Saturday '94, Paul Cimitaro had knocked it down, and they put it back up. He actually had the flag in his hand, but the stick, and then Dave Foote ended up. They tacked it back up, and Dave won it.
Peter Favazza. Up now. So Derek Hop. Did he get off the platform? That was like Brian Parisi. Brian Parisi walked, I think it was a total of, just say, a 10-year span. I think he had 7 steps in 10 years. There was 2 times he didn't make it off the platform. That's Brian Parisi. They called him one-step Parisi. Whoa, look at that. Who's that? He went out like a...
I don't know if that was thing 1 or thing 2, but I saw him throughout the day today. He was ready to go.
Who was that? That wasn't Squiggy, no way. That'd be Frank Pacheco. Bobby Montanero's up.
I'm praying for Frankie. Frankie's got a big heart, and he's been out there a long time, and it's all
He's a good walker.
Oh yeah, he wants one. I want to see him rip it down.
He'd be a great guy to win it, Frankie.
Yeah,
there goes.
He represent unbelievably up on Sunday.
Hey, we saw a lot of tightrope walkers yesterday. A lot of baby steps. Is that a preferred style or?
No, you want to go. You don't have to fly, but you can't go slow. You got to be in the middle.
Guys, well, good.
Just keep your feet moving.
Good momentum.
If you're just tuning in, we're joined by a 4-time champ Derek Hopkins going for a 5P tomorrow, as well as Steve LeBlanc, a 2-time winner. His first championship was 30 years ago this weekend. Also, he's going tomorrow.
Oh yeah.
So thanks for being with us, guys. We appreciate it.
Of course, thank you.
Marky Horgan, a crowd favorite as well. Everyone loves Mark Horgan. Just a great guy.
What you guys think of Colin Sweet's winning walk yesterday?
Tremendous.
He had an awesome walk.
There were a lot of
I have a
walks.
Yeah.
every day.
Nick Hooper, Nick Taramina, near misses. Comiskey had one of the courtesy rounds.
That's
just missed.
The diving for the flag is the absolute your dream. You know, you lay in bed at night thinking, I'm going to get that shot, and I'm going to jump for it.
And there was a guy after guy. They were getting close enough to dive and just missing it. You know, 2 more steps and they had it. That was a fun pole to watch. It was very fun.
Mark Fernandez.
Mark Allen won it a few years ago, and I did pretty good. I got all the way out, and I said to myself, I got this, and I squared off. As soon as I squared
My
off,
mother goes
my
to
legs
history,
went
mother
through the
goes,
pole,
boy,
and
she wants to talk about
I
this.
just stayed steady. I would have had another one.
Near miss.
They always get to
Hey, Derek, have you ever missed the flag before?
I mean, there was one of my courtesy walks was maybe 3/4, and I couldn't have gone any further.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's through the end.
What's your secret, kid?
Sean Kennedy, Ian Kennedy.
I personally, you curl the big toe, and it locks you in place. Then it's a matter of...
Can you show us your toe?
He goes, whoa.
You want to see the toes?
Show us that toe. Everyone wants this
They
toe.
want to see the toes.
I want to see the toe.
And so when you curl that toe, it locks you on the pole. Now it's a matter of keeping the feet moving quick enough, and being able to both balance and recover when you lean too far one way, you have to be able to recover.
Right,
It's bound to happen as you go down. You're never going to be dead straight the whole way.
You do have regulation feet.
They pass.
I can see the St. Peter's board now saying no more curl toes. I can see that happening.
It kind of happens. It happens.
They're gonna have
I
toe
think
checks.
naturally, but people ask me, and I thought about it as I'm walking and realized that holds you on.
Yeah.
And then,
Oh no!
oh, that was the guy in the chicken suit.
That was Jody Young. Tom Prendergast.
Food, a fucking fraud.
He'll be serving his beers out at some point this week.
Jordan, that was Jody.
So I was looking at the Greasy Pole Shrine yesterday, and I was looking through, and I had this conversation before. We've got 13 people in my neighborhood within 4 or 5 streets of each other, like the hub
Made it at about 10 o'clock.
that have all Greasy Pole champs.
And I did.
So we got
I had
a
a blue
little
flag, right?
condensed
So
area.
I like that.
I lined them with the white.
Speaking of champs,
it runs in the families. You get certain families have a lot of flags.
Speaking of chants, and we all love the controversy of the Greasy Pole world when it comes to Selvey Benson, Saturday, 1967, 1968, 1969, 71, Sunday, 68, 71, 72, 73, 74, and 79. 10-time champion Selvey Benson. He had 4 on Saturday, and he had 6 on Sunday. Then we have Peter Black Frontero, arguably the GOAT of the industry.
If Peter were able to walk it both days, he'd have...
Nope. Yeah, right, yeah. Pete only walked on Sundays, and he had 84, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, and 2004. We got malfunction.
Tyler Parisi.
Tyler Parisi.
This is one of the guys I used to go out with when I was younger. Used to swim out to the pole. Nice walk, Ty.
The wig is off.
And we got Sean Doan. He's an East Gloucester
There was a
Viking.
few of us. You know, we
have a
all, in
couple
the summer
titles.
we used to swim out to the pole. We'd go out there with makeshift flags, and we'd buy Crisco, and we'd go out there and put the flag on, shimmy backwards, and put the Crisco in front of us. And we'd spend the day out there. Tyler was one of those guys, and there's quite a few more that they all walk.
Murphy's oil soap.
Am I good?
Yeah, whatever you can find. The dish soap is slippery.
What are you guys wearing tomorrow?
Sean Doan.
I've got a Tyvek suit that I've spray painted, and then 2 of my other buddies also have the suits. I grabbed them from work last week.
You were supposed to say Nick Castro's driving school shirt.
Nick Castro's driving, yeah.
I'm going to be a solid gold dancer.
How we're going. How we're going.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah.
It's one of my customers' daughter's outfits, and she's 23. So
What is it?
it's I'm a solid gold dancer.
Oh, nice.
Solid gold dancer.
Really? Nice.
You look like Marilyn
Nice. The
Monroe
costumes are just amazing.
It's epic.
That's awesome.
Mark Smith's up.
Mark Smith,
Let's see what
I
he's
saw
got.
him at the club, and he was not walking straight, so I don't know
Oh
about
no,
the
he's
pole.
been at it all morning. I've been with him since like 10.
Great football player, great. Oh no, that is amazing.
Oh!
Marky, that is unbelievable.
There we go, Mark. Oh, look at that.
That's awesome.
That's
Peter Black Frontero, 9-time
I've got a,
champion. 8 in a row.
Last night.
Oh, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row, and then in 2004.
The front is all red. My buddy is all green. Another one's all white. So when we stand together, we make up the Italian flag.
Yeah, nice.
That's our costume.
Okay.
So, Derek, was it your old man that got you into this, or you've always been just a big Fiesta guy? What was it about this?
Well,
Mike
watching
Whitney
my
up.
dad, hearing the stories and seeing the videos as a kid is kind of what got me into it. As well as when you live in the town, you come down and watch the event every year when you're a kid, and when you see these crazy guys do it, you want to be one of them.
Yeah.
So at a young age, knowing my father is someone that's done it, and
Rich-
seeing the event, that just pulled me into it.
Rich was a
There
neighborhood
he
guy,
goes.
1 street away from me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Jude, Nico, Russell Hines,
Marcus
the
Couture.
Verga brothers, Anthony Saputo, the Carlsons. I mean, goes on and on.
So was
Mike
it,
Oliver's up.
Was it like the neighborhood
Just
that,
the Bono
that just grip you and pull you into
Pulled me-
competing
well,
too?
what pulled me in was my second cousin's Anthony Mazza, Jimbanko.
I was just going to tell a story about Matza,
Yeah,
but
so
you
so
talk about him.
when,
God
when I
rest
was a
his
little
soul.
kid, obviously Fiesta at my Aunt Leah's was epic, and The story I remember was Anthony had gotten into a fight downtown the night before he was supposed to walk. He got jumped. He had some broken ribs. He had a broken nose. He was pretty beat up. My aunt forbid him to go out because he had a brace around his midsection. He was sitting at my Aunt Leah's house. Anthony came up with the flag a couple hours later. He had won it. So I got pictures. I mean, I must have been... It was in the very early 80s.
And let me follow up with Anthony Mazza Giamunco's story, and I got the story directly from him, God rest his soul, because we heard so many different rumors of when the first round, first of all, is a courtesy round. Nobody can take it. And everyone would hear the stories that lives in this area about a time someone grabbed it and who grabbed the flag. And do you remember the name of the person?
I don't remember the guy, but
someone grabbed the flag in the first round. And I heard different rumors, so I went right to Anthony and got it right from him. First of all, Anthony won it in 1975 on Saturday. Sunday, 74, 77, 78, and 80. Five-time champion, Anthony Mazza Giamunco, an icon, God rest his soul.
And if any of you have seen the iconic photo of Mazza standing at the end holding the flag, which could be the logo for the Greasy
100%.
pole.
So I asked Mazza, what happened on that? Tell me the truth. And anyone that knows Mazza, this is amazing. He says, that's incredible. He goes, he said, couldn't grab the flag. He grabbed it, swam in. So he goes, we swam in after him. He goes, I walked over to him. I said, listen, you can't grab it in the first round. And he said, I grabbed it. And he goes, listen, dude, we got to put it up. And he swung the flag at Mazza. And Mazza said, you swing that at me one more time, I'm going to give you a knuckle sandwich. He swung it at him a time, and Mazza gave him a couple knuckle sandwiches. And then they nailed the flag back up again, and then it got taken down. But you can't take it in the first round because you could get a knuckle sandwich. Okay, not sure who's up here.
And then he brought it back up, they nailed it back up, and they went on.
Hey, so Derek, what's winning or just participating mean to you? Because you see how much it means to the community, how it's gaining popularity now. You're sort of at the top of the mountain as we speak.
Nico Scali.
Like I said before, it's something that you watch throughout your life growing up. It's something that you want to be a part of, you want to win it, you want to be there. And then we have a lot of champions in our family. My dad's won, his uncle's won, our cousins have won. So just to add to the legacy and be a part of all of it is a special feeling.
Who's your pick, Steve? Who's your pick today for Saturday? As we're coming near the end of the list.
There's a lot of people that I'm friends. I don't want to offend anybody. I'm rooting for everybody, but
There's no offending.
I'd really like to see Frankie P pull it down for himself. He bleeds grease, plain and simple.
Ryan Muniz, I believe.
Ryan Muniz is up. We're nearing the end of the list. We got about 10 more. Derek, who's your pick for the weekend or Saturday? I know who your pick is tomorrow.
It's tough. I got a lot of friends up there. There's not anyone I don't want to see pull it down.
Right.
Who's the best walker up there?
That's a tough one. Frank's good. Frank does bleed the grease. He wants it.
I agree. I like Frank. I have three. I like all three of these. As much I love Leo Canavo. Can he do it? But my pick is not to hurt feelings like these guys, but someone's got to pick. Ross Carlson, Joe Branglione, or Frank. One of those three. It's going to be Ross Carlson, Joe Branglione, or Frankie Pacheco. One of them.
Had a nice courtesy
I guarantee it. And then tomorrow, Steve, I love you, but it's going down. Second pick, second walk, second round.
What about Colin?
I've got some history of stopping some streaks, but
be careful. You know what they did to Peter back in the day? They used to shake the pole on him and stuff as he started to win more. You better surround yourself with the bodyguards. Surround yourself with the bodyguards. Bring them up there. Bring your family up there. The people that are not walking, get away. Back up.
Gotta keep my drink covered. I'm not drinking anything that anyone
else. Oh, yeah. They did that to Peter. It's a 45-foot pole, 40 feet extended, 5 feet on the platform. We have Steve LeBlanc with us, 2-time champion. Derek Hopkins, 4-time champion, 4 in a row. 2019, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 2022 on Sunday, going for the 5-peat. It has not been done since Peter Black Frontero did it in 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93.
So we're touch on what Derek said about growing up and in your family. Like I said, it was in my family growing up. you lie in bed at night when you're a little kid and you dream about it, don't you? So you almost kind of will it to happen, and you think about it so much.
Yeah, and Steve was like coming out of a cannon when he walked. Him and Cliffy Carlson. Whoa!
Whoa!
He almost went. He almost went into the back of the Grady White. George Black is up. We're getting to the end of the list. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more walkers, and then we're going game on. What are you thinking at this point, Steve and Derek? It's almost game time.
You got one more chance. That's it.
Yep, it's almost game time.
We got one shot.
There goes George Black.
Sometimes you get a second, but not often.
Marcus, Biondo, Martin.
You have to capitalize.
Here we go, 4 walkers, and it's gonna be game on.
Sometimes after I've hit the water, I mean, there's so much talent up there.
Well, Sunday especially. Sunday.
Whoa! So you sit in the water.
Sal LaGrasso.
And you let the walkers go, and you're like, all right, this guy's going to win, this guy's going to win. Then all of a sudden, you're like, oh, damn, I'm coming up again. So you hustle over to the ladder, walk up the ladder, get up the ladder, struggle to get up the ladder, and make your way to the front again.
All right, here we go. 3 walkers till the top. The courtesy round just about over. Sal LaGrasso. There he goes. Little bum.
I wonder if Salvy's
Carter
mom will talk
Randazza.
about him tomorrow.
What's that?
I wonder if Salvy's mom will talk about that walk tomorrow.
Carter Randazza.
Very excited about that.
Carter Randazza. Last on the list is going to be Noah Smith, and then we're back to the top.
Hey guys, do the conditions matter? High tide, low tide?
For me, the high and low doesn't matter. I'm not afraid of heights, but the wind can certainly affect your walk.
Whoa!
I haven't
That was
walked in the rain, but I'm sure, you know, if
Here
it's
comes
cold,
Noah Smith.
rainy,
Last guy up.
don't mess with it.
Yeah,
Sure.
I like low tide. I'm a low tide guy.
Yeah,
Separates the men from the mice.
Really?
I have no problem how high it is.
It's like a 20-foot drop,
Yeah, the
15
drop's
feet.
nothing, and if
Nothing,
anything,
huh?
it might freak out a couple of guys.
Couple
up
of
there.
guys, yeah, it gets
So
in your head.
gives you maybe a better chance. If it doesn't affect you, that low tide could be good.
Well, you
Right
do
above
have, it
medium
is high
tide.
tide tomorrow. High tide's at 5:30.
Yeah, it is high tide. I haven't had high tide. The 2 years I've walked.
There goes
all
Noah
low
Smith.
tide.
There he goes, Noah Smith. There's a lot of grease off the pole.
Where we at,
Right.
John?
Here we go, Friday champ, Colin Sweet. Friday champion. Here we go, Colin Sweet. What are we thinking now? That first round, do you want to take a lot of grease off?
It depends. Some guys go out there and, you know, when they fall, they swipe grease off. Other guys don't.
Yeah. Do you get nervous of maybe taking too much? Well, you're the second walker, but whoever wins this is going to be the first walker tomorrow. Let's see this walk. Here we go.
You only
Friday
get one,
champ.
You only get one number one walk,
That's it.
and it's the best.
Yeah, walking first, untouched
Oh, it's the
grease.
best.
I was extremely excited
Yeah.
to get a walk.
It only happens once.
Yeah.
Saturday,
That's it.
Friday
Never
champion
happened
trying to
Actually, you
get to
got two.
championship
You got
Sunday.
two number ones.
I got the Saturday and Sunday. They all told me to enjoy it because it'll
Never happen again.
You know,
Colin Sweet, there he goes. He's halfway. He's going to 3/4. Leaning a little bit too much,
far.
Steve.
Too
Leaning a
much
bit
speed.
too much.
Yeah. You
Forward.
gotta come out, like I said, you gotta come out kind of straight up. Nice
keep your
steady
head
space.
leaning.
Yeah.
Can't have your head leaning.
Yeah.
Leo Canavo trying to get to Saturday, Friday 2022.
Me, Leo, and Anthony Novello are all on the same softball team. And we all won the Greasy Pole Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Wow.
And we had more Greasy Pole wins than we did softball wins.
It happens like that.
That's the
We
best.
had 2 wins, but we had 3 flags.
Here we go, Leo Canavo, 2022, Friday champ. There he goes, halfway. He's going a little over halfway. It's a good walk by Leo Canavo.
So we'll talk about the flags. My 2 flags are rags nailed to sticks.
Yeah, it was different back then. Someone just took a
Took a
T-shirt.
t-shirt. My
Fired it on
Sunday
there.
win, it says Saturday 1992 champ, and then it's crossed out and it says, it's written 94
Like a
Sunday.
Sharpie out.
Yeah, Sharpie, I swear to God.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah,
Frank
one of my,
Taramina, there he goes.
My dad's first
Frank
flag was,
Taramina.
was just Salvi Benson took a T-shirt. It's a Marlboro. The breast pocket has like a Marlboro on it, and it's just a T-shirt that he cut in half, kind of, just stapled it to some strapping and called it a day.
That's what I got strapping. I got
Here comes
strapping
Ross
in the
Carl.
closet full.
Yeah. And then after a bit, my dad decided I'm going to make these flags myself, and he used to make
Ross
the flags for a
Carlson.
while.
Friday,
Another
2011.
He had a
they
good
have nice
courtesy
flags
walk,
up there.
guys. Carlson.
Ross Carlson.
What do we say, Ross? Cousin Ross.
Here we go, Friday, 2011, Ross Carlson.
Come on, Ross.
His dad was a great walker, Cliffy.
Love to
I know
see him
he'd
up
love
on
to see
Sunday.
him take it down, and I know Ross would love it. Here he comes. He's
go.
got about halfway. Had a little glitch. He got through it. There goes Ross.
Oh, good walk,
That
Ross.
was a typical Ross.
Good
Just
walk.
looked steady, and like Derek said, now he got through the first hiccup, and then it looked like he slowed down.
That's the toughest thing is you're never going to do it straight up and down. You have to be able to recover from your imbalances.
Yeah.
That's the only way you're going to make it.
Joe Branks Jr.
Joe Brank Jr., Friday, 2010. Here we go, another good walker here.
What's up here, Joe Branks?
Joe Branks, Friday, 2010.
Folks, you're listening to John Nicastro, two-time Greasy Pole winner Steve LeBlanc, and four-time and defending Greasy Pole champ on Sunday, Derek Hopkins. We thank all of you guys for being with us today, and thanks for watching.
Thanks for having us.
Thanks for
St.
having us.
Peter's
This is great.
Fiesta.
What a time.
Here he goes.
So another quick story of mine. I think my first year ever being officially up on the Greasy Pole was 1991. 1990, I was down in basic training down in Fort Benning, Georgia, so I missed that summer. 91, I came back, and I'm up on the Greasy Pole. I think I was 19, and I'm looking around at all these old guys, and I'm like, man, I was just a little kid at the time. I felt like a little kid. So my last walk was 2018, and so those last couple years I was up there, I'm looking around, I'm like, am I that old guy? I'm like, are these young kids looking at me like, what this old guy doing up here? But I'm looking forward to being out there too. It's going to be awesome.
There goes Danny Belbo, walking for his dad. He was a 2006 Friday champion, but Danny Belbo walking for his dad in honor of his dad.
Just take a second. Look
Steve
at all the people on
Militello,
this beach right now.
Friday,
It is
2005.
unbelievable.
I wish it was a little bit more beach.
I know.
Right? The high tide.
Yeah, but the
Steve
boulevard's packed
Militello,
too.
Friday 2005 champ. There goes Steve. All of them are going halfway. It seems like they're leaning once they get to that halfway point. They're leaning forward a little too much.
Some momentum.
So they're leaning forward. You have to stay back, right?
Straight up.
Straight up, yeah.
You can see they start straight up, and now they're leaning
I
forward a
think
little too
going
much.
too fast is just like, I don't know if you guys golf at all, but if you're too fast in your backswing, and you try to swing way too hard, you're probably going to slice or hook the ball even more than you would have. And it's very similar to this. If you go too fast, any small hiccup is now much tougher to recover from. So it's important to find that,
There goes
that
Frank.
perfect speed.
There's your pick,
Let's
guys.
go, Frankie
Frankie
P.
Pacheco.
Frank Pacheco
Come
here.
on, Frank.
Squiggy just went. Scott Lane. Squiggy.
Here we go. Here we go.
Go,
Here we
Frank,
go.
go,
Here we
Frank,
go.
go, Frank.
Good walk, Frank.
I was praying for him.
Bobby Montanero.
So Frankie's got it in his blood. His
Walking
brother,
in memory of
Joey
Connor
D,
Alston.
is a two-time Greasy Pole champ.
Joey DeSilva?
Joey D,
I
yeah.
didn't know they were brothers.
Yep. Joe and Frankie are brothers. Carlo.
Oh, yeah.
So Joey's not going to be up there. He's got a bad
he's hot.
ankle.
Oh, really?
What do you think about this, guys? Can this work?
Never.
If you stay on top, there is a chance that you can stand up,
Shimmy
but I
out.
haven't seen it done.
Technically, you
Dominic
can shimmy
Novello.
out if you want to, but
I think it's frowned upon.
who wants to exactly?
I
Who wants
think
to
it's
do that?
frowned upon.
So that did happen once in the 50s when they were just, the rounds wouldn't end. They said, guys, if you need to scooch to do it, do it.
Shimmy out.
Some of the guys out here today are joking about, I don't think anyone's going to win today. This will be the first Greasy Pole tie. I think we're all just going to swim in.
Well, we've
Dominic
seen 7 or 8
Novello.
rounds before, man. Those are long afternoons.
Oh, they're long. It can get long, and it can be short.
Congratulations to Chaos and the Merger advancing to championship Sunday to take on ZFG.
But like I said earlier, the grease back in the day, the blue and the black, it stuck to you for weeks. You smelled it. It was in your hair. I mean, you'd be scratching the inside of your ear after a week later, and you'd have some grease on you.
Little blue.
Little blue, yeah. It was
Yeah,
ridiculous.
Smurf Village out there for a while.
I heard from some of the Friday guys after yesterday's walk, they had trouble getting this grease off that they have. Some of them said they couldn't get it off their legs. They just threw jeans on because they couldn't get it off.
Dominic Novello. Oh, a nice rack.
Hard drop.
So the grease That's been a debate going back and forth for years. Is the grease slipperier back in the day? Is it not today? Whatever it is, you still got to walk the pole. You still got to get to the end of it.
He hasn't walked both yet.
He's going to do it tomorrow.
I'll never walk both.
We're going to see.
We'll never know, but
Steve
I mean,
LeBlanc, two-time
you see these
champ.
guys walking out right now,
He
and
said he's going to be carried up
down
by Derek Hopkins, and I like it.
I asked Stu McGillivray yesterday, too. A couple of the
Stu,
guys.
another great champ. Stu McGillivray, Friday, Saturday, Sunday,
I think
2004.
the only chance I would get is if there's ever another fall classic. I don't know if you remember when the storm broke the pole. They set it up down the high school field, something like that.
I remember that. Yeah.
That would maybe be the only chance I would have.
I didn't walk that year. I thought it was dangerous. And I've done a lot of dangerous things in my life.
Yeah, the Greasy pole, the platform got destroyed, and the Fiesta committee raised, I think, $85,000 to rebuild it.
Brian Barrett. And that was...
Folks, you're watching the Saturday Greasy Pole here at St. Peter's Fiesta, Gloucester, Massachusetts. The first to grab the flag wins and advances tomorrow.
Who are we here? Let's see. I think we're at Sean
like they're
Kennedy.
All getting a shot today.
Sean Kennedy.
We still got a ways to go, though.
While we were talking about Stu McGillivray, 2004, Friday, Saturday, 2008, Sunday, 2009, Sunday, 2010, Sunday, 2012, Sunday.
Stu's an all-time great, too.
One, two,
not only a great Greasy pole walker, but
champs.
a great human being.
Awesome guy. Yep, Ian Kennedy, he is. Stu's one of the greats. Jake Wood, one of the greats. First guy ever to win it Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 1999, and then went 2002, 3, 5, and 6 on Sunday, 7-time champ. That's Jake Wood. In the discussion, Derek Hopkins, 2019, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 2022, solidifying himself in the discussion as one of the greats. Will he go down as the greatest?
Well, I mean, it's amazing looking back at your life and all, like, Greasy pole wins stick out to you. Like, I remember
Ian Kennedy,
Jake's three-peat, seeing that for the first time. I mean, that was pretty wild,
That was the first time they ever had the Friday, too. In 99, they opened up the Friday pole, and he took all 3 days.
Yeah, my favorite is still, honestly, when Richie went and got the flag after it almost dropped. That was so cool.
That was unreal.
We had John Parisi one day swim out and won. Second round, he swam.
I remember that.
He just swam out, decided, I want to do it.
Jody Young.
He's like, I'm out there, and he won that year.
I remember being like 14 years old. I'd be out on someone's boat watching. I'm right there. And then we're getting into the second, the third round. And I'm like, I can swim up there and do this right now if I was just 18.
Kenny
John Parisi's another neighborhood kid.
Yeah.
Kenny Stubby Azzaro.
You know what, too, is John Parisi, Jake Wagner's John's cousin. They're related. So it's nice because Johnny Wags was up there for a million years. I'm going to give a shout out to Johnny Wags. God rest his soul. So it's nice to see his kid out there winning.
Yeah, he's a good walker.
Johnny always wanted to win it, and it was in his blood too. But for his kid to represent him like that, that's awesome.
Jake's a good walker.
Jake's a tremendous good walker.
These poor kids can't get another chance.
Yeah.
There's a guy that won't give him another chance. Derek Hopkins is saying, nah, you're not getting another chance.
What we got up here?
Okay.
Somewhere in this area.
Okay.
I don't know who it is.
Here we are in the second round of Greasy Pole Saturday. Whoever wins today will go to Sunday. And there he goes. Oh, there's a back bender and a little twisty twist. I think that was Kenny Azzaro. We're going with Tyler Parisi. We're about halfway through.
This will be a good one. I'd love to see him rip it down right here.
About halfway through the second round. It's live right now. If it goes down, the courtesy round is over. And there goes Tyler Parisi. Tyler. And now up.
That's
Sean Doan.
Slow walk.
Slow walk.
You got to keep the feet moving.
Sean Doan.
Momentum. You don't want to get hurt. You have enough to get high speed. Momentum gets you off the pole, gets you out into the water, so you don't flop and hit.
Here we go, Smitty.
Mark Smith.
Let's go, Smith.
I saw him at the club. Tremendous athlete. Too many apple juices, maybe. That's another veteran move, Steve.
No,
right, Steve, the veteran. He's
Yeah.
trying to get. Is Derek sleeping over your house tonight? He's trying to get Derek to sleep over his house to keep him out late.
See, that was another thing back in the day. I mean, we had a fish tote of beer up there. There was bottles of alcohol being passed around. I mean, it was.
They were all empty.
It was a different era back then.
Yeah.
You had people throwing beers up from the boats to people, and it was just. A lot of the guys go up there nowadays, and there's no booze up there. We have a couple beers on the way out, having a good time, but it's not like yesteryear.
I would have a mojito.
Smitty, good fall.
I would love a nice mojito right now.
Is there vocabulary or jargon for like the kinds of falls or the kinds of walks, like the X Games? They have our
Brandon Malloy.
You know, it's like
Really?
snowboarding. They got something for everything. What is it up
I never
there?
thought of that.
Yeah,
Not much. I mean, if it's your buddy, you might give him shit.
Yeah.
If he takes a good fall, or he doesn't have a good walk as he should, you know, you're gonna lay into your buddy. But
Everybody always talks about when you land between your legs. When you land between your legs, most of the time you're going backwards, and that's why you land between your legs. So you never really hit the important pieces. You always hit
Family
the
jewels.
it
The
certainly
baby
happens.
makers,
back.
yeah.
Some unfortunate souls.
Yeah. But
That's
that's the classic, you know, the worst.
Yeah, that,
The
I
visual
think
is
that's
the
there's
best,
a name for
right?
it.
Yeah, that gets
But
asked
that's
the
the
most.
one.
Yeah,
That is
we
the
always
one.
say that's the splits, or if they're holding on to the pole, that they're just going to they're scooching.
Yeah.
When you hit the revs,
But
I did
to
that
me,
when I was younger.
Oh, the
the
ribs
scary
are
ones are
Good
like
shot, yeah.
when they
Brandon
hit the
Malloy.
pole.
We've had people bounce
Brandon
their
Malloy.
head off.
Yeah.
I remember a few years ago, Jude
Mike
Lefebvre, this was a
Whitney.
while ago. Jude's feet came up from underneath him, and he landed on his back, and his head hit the back of his head hit the pole. It was scary.
Yeah.
Oh, it can be
Where's
bad.
Squiggy? Ready to get
Oh, it's great.
Is that Squiggy?
Yeah.
What a walk.
We have not seen a dress win in quite some time.
Marcus Caton.
Now we should say that women have competed before in the pole. It dates back, I think it's like 1971 or so, every now and then, but we haven't seen it in a little bit.
I think there was 3 total.
Yeah. Turns
In my
out
mind.
they're much smarter than men.
Yeah. But it's not against the rules. They can certainly do it. Just it seems like none of the girls want to do it.
Yeah.
They don't want to sign up. There's nothing against it though.
No.
Marcus Caton, and next up, if it goes down, it's good to go. Mike Oliver in the second round. We're a little over halfway in the second round of the Greasy pole.
He was the Mona Lisa
on
today.
Saturday. Trying to get to Championship Sunday, where Championship Sunday, it would already be gone.
Should be a good day. I think St. Pete's going to clear up the weather for us. I think the sun should be shining by the time we get out there.
Let's hope so, bud.
There he goes. Mike Oliver.
Mike Oliver, good walk.
So being a champ, you're a part of an elite group. It's something special, but being a Sunday champ is different. You get a lot of guys out there that are Friday champs, that are walking. So you get a lot of guys out there on Saturday that are just Sunday that are Saturday champs. But
That's quick.
when you're a champ of champs, it's just
Look at Squiggy.
it's an amazing feeling.
No, like on the paddle boards. That's Squiggy.
How the hell did he get in so fast?
Look at him.
Gave him a ride.
This is what happens when you have too many apple juices.
Hey, he had a hell of a walk too.
Look at
And
him.
he said, you know what, that's it. Didn't get it, I'm going in.
Classic.
Now yesterday, I
Oh my
believe,
God.
the guy that almost grabbed it,
Look at the guy in the kilt down there.
he had his first walk or something. He swam into the shore and then swam back out again.
Yeah.
Is that,
Some
was that
people-
Nicky
some people say-
Taramina?
I believe so.
Yeah, Nick Cooper just missed. Nicky Taramina, I think, grabbed the flag.
That he
Jason
swam in the
Ladoff.
shore, then swam out. Some people say, hey, he screwed himself. That's bad luck.
Hey, so when you actually reach the flag, is it hard to unfasten it from the pole? Does it feel locked in, or do you like have
Now,
to? No, really, it's not okay.
The times I've won, it came out like butter.
There
So,
goes
so I
Jason
guess
Ladoff.
so when it slips, it's because they just missed it.
Yeah, but so I was told yesterday, I was walking down the beach right there. I saw Tommy. I said, hey, just let you know that the Sunday Trophy's back in the club. And he said, all right, thank you. And he said, look, my only words of advice this year, use your body weight. And I said, what do you put? 4-inch screws in the flag?
Yeah.
And I saw Colin's flag down the shrine. I think the nails had to have been this long.
Really?
They used some massive nails. So it was enough to hold Nick's body weight. He swung around the flag like it was a monkey bar.
Yeah.
That's not
And then
bad.
he couldn't get it out.
That's
So
terrible.
We heard Eric Spear was with us yesterday. He said they were 12-inch nails. Like,
Peter
those
Yeah, I
are
heard
Scola.
that.
spikes.
I mean,
Peter
that's
Scola.
My Saturday
got lag
win,
bolts in there.
my Saturday win, I didn't grab it. I leaned this way, it hit me across the chest, and I went through it, and I ended up on top of it in the water. My Sunday win, I just grabbed it. It was a piece of strapping, so it was only this thin. I just grabbed it and ripped it off. So I didn't have any problem taking it down. My Saturday flag is a closet pole, so it was that fat around. My Sunday flag is a piece of strap, and it's only this thin, so it's just all depends. I mean, they got the closet poles up there now, so they really anchor them in.
The strapping would break. If they put nails like that in or screws, the strapping will break.
Sebastian Masseri.
Oh.
We actually had a fall off a couple of years ago. You remember that? Or just the wind?
Yes.
Even
Doug
just last
Massey,
year when I
I
won,
remember.
they ended up cutting the actual flag off, so I walked for a stick.
Yeah, the Coast Guard couldn't get it back in.
Yeah. It was so windy out there, it actually fell twice throughout the day. One before the pole, one during the pole. And so I walked home that day with just a stick in my hands. No flag.
Word. Next up is Nico Scali. We're at about
It's the best
the
walk
3/4
home.
length.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
It is. It's the greatest walk home.
It's a crazy feeling. It goes by quick.
Oh yeah.
And it is it's a good night too after.
Oh yeah.
Nico Scali. Nico Scali.
Oh,
Nico
Scali.
Scali. Nico
Oh,
Scali.
walk, Nico.
Over 3/4 of the way, almost. He was at about 36 feet there. It's 40 feet to the end. 36 feet. Who is going to
do it? Let's go, Munzie. Come on.
When you get to that point, your mindset changes when you get 3/4 of the way, and you're like, I got it. And you just got to stay focused and keep doing what you're doing. Because once you start to move and think you got it, that's what happens.
Especially today, because that flag might not come off on a dive.
You want to go through
You need the leverage. You got to grab up top. If you grab near the nails, it might not come off.
Brian Manise.
Oh, Munzie.
Hey, so now that we've seen someone get that close to the end, does it feel like we're getting nearer to the end? Does it really matter?
Yeah, it's getting there. It's getting there.
Anthony
Once you
Shimataro.
see a guy do it.
Especially these guys that know that are good. And like I said, the mental part of it where I got this, not going to get another shot.
Plus, if you get close one year, the next year
Anthony
you're not letting go of
Shimataro.
that. If you get close enough to almost touch it, but you don't get it, you're going to remember that for a whole year until you get to go again. And you're not going to want to let that happen to you.
Colby Mitchell. An athlete.
Shout out to
good
the Mo Show.
Good athlete.
Let's win it for him, Cole.
Walking for his uncle.
We got a good turnout.
Walking for his uncle.
He's unofficial, but he is
Yeah.
walking for his uncle here. Uncle
God
Mo.
bless his soul, Mo. Colby Mitchell getting towards the end, the 36th walker. We're getting
He's
to
another
45.
kid I used to go out to the pole with when I was younger. We've been out there a ton of times when we were younger.
There he goes, Colby Mitchell.
Colby Mitchell! Good walk, Colby. Good walk.
Jared Martin.
Speaking of Mo, talk about a Fiesta spirit. My God.
Jared
He's
Martin.
amazing.
And speaking of that, we have Samantha Frontiero Barrett joining us to do color commentary for the poll tomorrow.
Nice.
She's great.
Sam's the best.
Yeah.
Talk about leading Fiesta. Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Josh Oliver.
So that's another record I'm going. So I'm trying to stop him. Samo's the long. No, Russell I think's the longest in between wins. Samo's the oldest. So I got a big chip on my shoulder.
Josh Oliver.
Here's a tightrope.
Timmy White. Timmy White.
Here we go, Whitey. Let's go, Tim.
Timmy's a good walker.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Timmy's a good
He's a
walker.
sleeper. You
He is
don't
a sleeper.
realize it because he never came out with me on the pole as a kid. And then
He's
he
a
jumped
sleeper.
up there and he's had some good walks.
Yeah, he's a good athlete.
That's
Timmy
it.
White.
You got these guys that come out and they take the baby
Timmy White.
steps.
Timmy White.
Oh, the baby steps won't do it. It'll only get you so far. This little shuffle.
Yeah, you
Killian
gotta
Morrissey.
go for it. You gotta find the speed.
Most Morrisseys are in boats. He's on the pole.
I'm looking at all these people in the water, and I'm glad the water's warm because it sucks when it's cold.
There goes Squiggy.
Or if it's windy out, right? You walk
shiver.
and then you have to get up there and wait an hour. If you don't bring a
robe,
dry
a towel,
sweatshirt, something that you can put back on, you'll be up there shivering. That can affect your walk if you're cold for an hour.
The one year I won Saturday when I won it, I had a big bathrobe I brought up there. So when I got out of the water, I put that on. I looked around. Everybody else was shivering, purple. I had that thing on. I took it off.
Killian Morrissey.
Oh,
Killian
hey,
Morrissey.
looking good.
Killian Morrissey.
Good bid.
I think he hit an apple. Did he hit an apple?
He might have.
He hit an apple.
They put Legos in it.
There it was. That was the last apple. What do you think of them apples?
They used to put the bananas in it.
George
My
Black.
dad and his buddy Nino would bet about, all right, who can
George
get...
Black. George Black. George Black had 3 steps his first
They'd
time.
bet about who can get to the last banana. I got $20 last banana. And I think it was Nino Sanfilippo walked out. He got about 3/4. He grabbed the last banana. And when he got back up, he peeled it open, started eating it on the pole. And I think my dad gave him $20 later that night.
Yeah, that's another thing too.
Awesome.
So, you know, when you're out there, you want to see how far. If you start to go down, usually wipe some grease off so you can see. You get up on the pole where you are and be like, all right, I got that far out. So when you get close to it, it's nice to take a swipe at it.
Carter Randazzo, second to last, and then we're going to be going to Noah Smith and back to the top of the third round.
There's another
He got the tippy toe. The tip
Carter's going slow.
He's going slow. He's picking up his pace. He should have stepped it slow.
Almost halfway there.
That's a dangerous walk, though.
Noah
It looked like
Smith.
his feet were straight. That's how you're going to split your legs. If you're walking straight, that's
Noah
where your
Smith.
legs might split apart there when you fall. You want to go sideways. So
That's when you break a rib like that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fall
there
right on
has
your
been
side.
broken ribs up there.
Not many people have the front walk. Joe Staline's one of them. There was a couple of guys out there that walked straight ahead. Dave Foote was one of them, and it was foot after foot like this,
like a duck
rather
foot.
than your sideways stance. So there's not many people that
Noah
have
Smith.
that walk.
Noah Smith. Noah Smith. Noah Smith. He lost something. Something came off. There was a
Back
distraction.
here, round 3.
I think his underwear fell off.
All right,
Oh,
folks.
man.
That's the end of round 2.
That's
No more
it.
Greasy rounds tomorrow. That's for sure.
Colin Sweet.
Hey, you never know. You
much
never
talent.
know.
2023
if I
Friday
don't
champ.
take it down on my chance, it's going to come down, I would say, almost within 5 walkers. Those guys are going to rip it down. There's a lot of good walkers up there.
Yep.
I think it's going right here. Derek, this is a kid, if he takes it, he's going to be the number one walker tomorrow.
He'd be gunning for the Triple Crown if he takes this one
Andy
down.
had a good walk. His second walk was a decent walk.
Yeah, this is it, Colin Sweet. This
Can he
could
tidy
be a
things up?
big win right here.
You get to join his brother up there on Sunday.
Yep,
would
there he
be
goes.
awesome.
Colin Sweet, Colin Sweet,
we
Colin
go.
Sweet,
Colin
Colin Sweet. He did the same thing. He leaned forward just a little bit. Good walk, though.
Keep the feet underneath you.
Leo Carnival, 2022 Friday champion.
had a
Another
good
good
diving
walker. There
grab.
goes Leo.
Leo's
There goes
family.
Leo
Come
for
on,
Gloucester
Leo.
Boxing.
Come on,
Leo
Leo. Let's
Carnival.
go,
Leo
Oh, man, what a walk.
Muggy
The
Salmo.
picture down the shore
Leo
of his win from
Carnival.
last year is unbelievable.
That's it.
Diving, reaching out like
2022.
that.
That's a classic walk, though. That's a classic
That was
walk.
a great walk.
It always feels like once we hit round 3 that everyone wants the win.
Yeah.
Frank
You're not going to get
Taramina.
another chance, plain and simple.
A lot of these guys
2018.
haven't had a second walk yet. That second round we just watched was a lot of these guys' first chance.
And now you're bringing in average walkers that might win it because there's not a lot of grease. Instead of like the great walkers are going through the thick
Hold on
grease.
now.
That was Frank there. Back to cousin Ross.
Ross Carlson. Here it goes. This could
What
be
do you
it.
say, Ross? Let's see it.
We have a bunch of good walkers going on in a row. Ross Carlson.
And folks, if you're tuning in, I am Corey Cooper alongside John Nicastro, 2-time Greasy Pole champ Steve LeBlanc, and 4-time and current Sunday title holder Derek Hopkins. Right off Pavilion Beach here in beautiful Gloucester, Massachusetts for the 2023 St. Peter's Fiesta Saturday Greasy Pole.
We're in the
Today's
third
winner
round.
competes tomorrow.
Let's go, Ross.
Third round.
He's waiting for his moment.
Ross
He's not
Carlson.
going to rush it.
Taking his time. He knows
It's been
this
a
will
while
be
since
his
it's
last
been a third
walk.
round.
This
so
will be his last
He's
walk.
going to make sure that he's ready to go.
He knows. He'll be waiting 365 days if it doesn't get taken down
I was
right now.
busting his old man's chops yesterday about coming out. And he says, I got to wait 2 more years for my 30th anniversary. But I think if his boy wins it, he might
Ross Carlson.
might squeak him
Ross
out.
Carlson.
Here
Ross
we go, Ross.
Carlson.
Here we go, Ross! And he ripped it!
My
No way!
Oh, my God. 2 days in a row.
Oh, my God. Ross
You better
Carlson.
be. He's a strong kid. He doesn't mess around. He's
Oh,
no
man.
whip. He's not a whippy
Tommy
kid.
wasn't lying when he told me yesterday, you better use your body weight this year.
I would go up there and just
Just
yank
got
it.
done talking about that.
Just got done. That,
If he
those
can reach
nails,
it.
Can he reach it?
If he reaches it, he's got it. But
Oh,
he can't
really?
reach it.
Really?
Yeah.
lift
Someone
him
should
up.
go over to him.
Lift him up in
reach
the
up
water.
If you can reach up and grab it, it's yours.
No kidding.
Yeah, but he can't touch
Oh,
it.
look at him. He's splashing it.
I don't know what he's thinking.
That is ridiculous. 2
Twice
days
in a row. 2 days in a row. That is
It's almost
unbelievable.
like they're doing it on purpose now. Is that the thing? Derek, you're going to have
it's
to
in
go
your head,
through it.
bud.
Steve, you're going to have to
It's
go
in your
through
head.
it.
I got
He's
this.
trying.
So seeing that, my thought is, when you fall down, don't swipe the grease off because now your hands are slippery.
Right.
Right.
On your next walk, when you get there, you're going to want to have
He's
dry
positioned
hands.
himself.
Don't let all the secrets, God.
Look, everyone's thinking it. I'm
That's
just going
it.
saying it out loud.
I'm going to try to curl my toes in the off season. That's
This
the first
boat's
thing I'm
awesome.
doing.
Practice toe curls.
I'm doing curls. I got long toes too. I want to compare toes after that.
Oh my Lord.
Watch this boat come in and put on the side thrust and get right over
Ross
there.
isn't,
Yeah,
Ross
it's not
isn't
easy.
moving.
You gotta give
He's
props to the
I
guy
don't know
that
if
can
Ross is going
control
to let
that
the boat
boat.
come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was still
Here he
eyeballing it
comes.
to grab it.
I think yesterday they didn't have a hammer on the boat. They used a wrench or something to hammer it back in.
And Ross is a tough kid. For
he
that
is.
not to come down.
I'm sure once he got a grip of that, he had no intention of letting go.
I'll tell you, that haunts you the rest of your life.
Hey guys, so
That
let's turn
haunts
back
you.
this way so we can face the audience for a bit and just set the table again. And we can keep an eye on how the Coast Guard goes back to fix the flag. Unbelievable, man. Back to back.
Yeah, that's unbelievable. It's happened 3 times that I can remember, but it's happened twice.
Can you see them
Twice in
actually
a row
hammering it
now.
back in? Unbelievable, right? Ross Carlson, that close to taking the flag away. I mean, we just saw that yesterday. We were literally talking about it 5 minutes ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. I saw.
Walk
I
us through
couldn't
it.
believe it yesterday when I saw it because it's been so long. I don't think I've even seen that in person, but I've heard stories of it happening, and now it's twice in a row.
Yeah.
Ross had that. I mean, that was
Oh, he had
every.
two
He was
hands on
hanging
it.
on.
He had
I mean,
two hands on it right
Yeah. I
So
mean,
that-
that wasn't like a. He just it slept.
No,
he
I know.
had that.
But that, so
Yeah.
when you win, that goes with you for the rest of your life. But when that happens to you, that's what the rest of your life too.
Right,
You know?
right.
And everybody says, "Remember that time when you knocked it down?"
Yeah. Oh, you'll hear that.
Oh yeah.
And this is what was cool about Derek's dad, Richie, is
Oh, that was-
happened.
He got another
So
chance.
It went around one full rotation.
Round, he got
Richie
another
went out and
chance.
grabbed the flag.
Grabbed it the same day. Just that exact thing. He stood at the end. He put his fist up. And then he started to slip. He tried to wiggle the flag off, and it spun upside down, just like that. And
All right,
then,
let's return to the action here.
Alrighty.
Yeah. That was unbelievable because he had his whole body weight hanging on it.
Yeah. The same thing yesterday.
That's ridiculous.
Wow.
Real
God.
exciting.
Joe
Greasy
Brancleone. Ross Carlson goes 40 feet to the end.
Who's up next? Joe Brancleone.
Joe Brancleone just went. We have Danny Belbo, 2006
Joe just
champ,
walked.
walking for his
We have Danny Belbo?
father, Danny
My mom's a
Belbo.
Brancleone, so let's keep it in the family, Joe.
Joe just went. He just went
I think
quick.
Joe
Yeah,
just walked.
He went
yeah.
really fast.
He went quick.
Yep. Danny Belbo. Wow. Ross Carlson.
Danny came out of retirement this year too. Dan wanted to. I don't even remember what he wanted. A few years ago.
Yeah, he won it in Friday 2006. He's walking for his
Wow.
dad. Danny Belbo's up. We squared off in C-team softball this morning. Girls softball. It was a great game.
I see him at the gym in the morning every once in a while. And I bust his chops while coming back out. So
There he goes,
nice-
Danny
nice to see him.
Belbo.
Oh, that's a good one.
Hard
Oh,
drop.
yeah.
Steve
Put the
Militello.
body on the line.
Friday 2005, Steve Militello. We just had Ross Carlson walk 40 feet to the end, 42 feet because he was over the flag, had the flag in his hand, ripped it down, but it didn't come all the way off.
Rub it in.
Didn't come all the way off. My buddy Ross. Will he
Listen
get
now,
another chance?
You see that pole bouncing right now after that last fall. If you're next, you're waiting for that to steady.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You wait. If there's a big guy in front of you,
Yeah.
depending on how far he gets, that thing is
There he
going to bounce
goes.
for a while.
Steve Militello. Steve Militello.
Oh, there he is!
Steve Militello.
And he's got it!
The 2023 Saturday champion, Steve Militello. Friday 2005.
Militello,
Saturday 2023. Derek Hopkins, Steve Militello.
No, this is
We
going
have
to be a lot
Steve
of fun.
LeBlanc here, two-time champ, Saturday, Sunday. We have Derek Hopkins here, four-time champ, and the current champ, 4 in a row.
Welcome
Going
to
for
Sunday.
5. Steve Militello will be in front of him.
Welcome to Sunday,
Welcome
champ.
to Sunday.
That's it. It's a whole different ball.
They saved the most grease for Sunday.
It's tough.
I swim on my back, I tread water, float on my back, take my time in, and enjoy it.
You got everybody coming up to you, high-fiving you, pulling you under.
Yeah,
you want
a
to
little
hold the
bit of the,
flag up. You swallow a little bit of water. It's a tough swim.
And until people kind of lay off you a little bit, They do swarm you, but once you have your space, it's a nice, relaxing swim. You can just take your time, enjoy that moment of serenity until it gets all crazy.
The best part about taking the flag down is you hit that water, you got the flag.
The silence.
You come up from the water, you break the water, and it's just the horns, the crowd. It's an unbelievable feeling.
Because it's loud and then it's almost silent. When you're underwater, it's you and your own thoughts for a few moments.
Yeah.
Then you come back up and all you hear is the foghorns from the boat and the beach and the guys jumping in and swimming over to you. It's a crazy feeling.
And then being carried down beach court is just an amazing feeling. You take this to your grave with you.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It goes by quick too. You almost forget it in the moment.
It goes by like 30 years like that.
All right, Steve. Here he comes, Steve Militello, 2005 Friday champ, 2023 Saturday champ, and he's into championship Sunday, swimming in. He's going to be walked up beach court.
I hope Ross Carlson doesn't buy a drink tonight.
No.
So he should,
Yeah, he
Poor
doesn't.
Ross.
he should be set up. That was
But the good thing about this is everybody wants everybody to win.
Ross will win it one of these years. Every year he comes close.
Ross has got no animosity toward anybody. He's going to go up to him and say, you know what, man, great walk. So,
He might say, hey, you're welcome for loosening up.
Chaos
everyone
in the
out there,
merger.
no one's not rooting. Everyone's excited to see it. You want to put that guy on your shoulders and walk him up.
You're all brothers, plain and simple. Friday through Sunday, you're brothers. You greet each other, you hug each other, you give each other a kiss sometimes. I love you. It's a good group, brotherhood to be part of.
So now this makes Steve the first walker tomorrow?
Yeah, so he'll walk right before me tomorrow.
Yep.
What do you think now? So he's got a chance, right?
The thing with winning Sunday is that no matter what, you've got a guy in front of you that can win because he just did it the day before.
And he had a good second walk.
And
he had a good
always
second walk.
be someone that can win. So it's never a guarantee. You don't know what's going to happen.
He had three walks today, and he's going to have 2 tomorrow at least.
Oh yeah.
And out of the 3 he had today, 2 were good walks. One was the win, and his second walk was actually about halfway to 3/4. He had good walks.
Hey, I might be putting him on my shoulders tomorrow.
I'm going to have to ask him to be one of the carriers, bring me up the beach.
I love it.
Nice.
Right?
Yeah. Hey, young kids.
What number walk are you?
I'm a couple hundred pounds, so I need some guys to carry me up,
So for those at home who haven't witnessed this before, the winner comes in, gets carried on his brother's shoulders, and where do you go from there?
They're going to head right here down Beach Court. They're going to take a right at the Fiesta, and there's a shrine set up by Eric Spear, who does an awesome job. He puts a lot of time and effort in. He sets up a shrine.
Down to Felicia.
And they set you down there, and a lot of these people will come down in front, and there'll be cameras in his face. All the friends and family are going to come by and congratulate him. There's going to be a lot of chants going off, and then from there, the world's your oyster. Whatever you want to do, you go do it.
Yeah.
Drinks will be free for him tonight, that's for sure.
Yep.
So where are your flags? Do you keep flags or replica of the flag when you win?
Yeah, I got my flags.
Yep.
I have a couple of mine, and I've put a couple of them down at shout out to the Black Bear Barbershop.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Got a few flags down there.
I got both my flags. When Anthony passed away a couple of years ago, he brought me down in his basement, so I got
Here we go.
all of
Throw him up.
There he comes, Steve
Congratulations,
Militello,
Steve.
the
What a walk.
2023 Saturday champion, 2005 Friday
Ross
champion,
Carlson, what a
giving his
walk as
daughter
well.
a high five. There he goes, Steve Militello.
Oh yeah.
The 2023 Friday champion, going up beach court.
Viva! Viva! Oh, what a feeling.
He's everywhere.
They are pumped right now.
He was over at the Pure Flame basketball during the Greasy Bowl. He was over there. He's everywhere. Squiggy's been all over. Squiggy shot a hoop.
Oh yeah.
He was doing the paddleboard. He's done it all. Squiggy.
Nowhere else you're ever going to experience that.
Up going up
Nowhere
beach
else.
court. Here we go. There he is, Steve Militello, 2023 Saturday champion.
And he'll be the first walker tomorrow. Our coverage starts at 3:30 p.m. We're going to get ready for the men's junior steamboat races, but we have a few more moments with Derek Hopkins and Steve LeBlanc as they get ready to participate in tomorrow's Champions Sunday Greasy Pole. Your final thoughts on what we witnessed today? Of course, Ross Carlson with a near miss, but a lot of great walks, great spirit out there too. Awesome crowd here, and what an event!
Oh yeah. I'm just looking forward to being out there.
Steve back. Awesome. Welcome back.
Appreciate it, man.
I'm excited to get back. We wait all year for it. It's one weekend. For us, it's one day out of the year.
Yeah.
But this was an unbelievable 2 days of Greasy Pole with some of those walks.
Epic.
So many people getting close. The flag falling over twice but not coming off. I mean, that doesn't happen often at all. So to be able to see it, experience it was pretty unbelievable.
Classic Greasy Pole today.
Oh yeah.
Classic.
It was.
Now, are you guys going to join up with them shortly, or how's it?
Yeah, I'm probably going to head down to the shrine, meet up with my buddies that walked, congratulate Steve.
I'm going to go get my Viva on, absolutely.
Oh, welcome him to Sunday.
I'm going to go handpick a couple more people to carry me up
offer
the
him a
beach.
beer.
Yeah, try
Welcome
this.
to
Try this
Sunday.
shot. This is chocolate milk.
Right.
Trust me, yeah. Yeah, well, Derek, Steve,
Awesome,
awesome.
guys.
Thank you guys
I
so
appreciate
much.
it. Thank
Well,
you
we
for having
appreciate
us.
what you do and, and how you
Thank
compete.
you.
You know, respect for your success, respect for your longevity.
Thank you.
That means a lot, man.
35 years, imagine that.
Yeah. They
And
come back
another
and do this
champ.
with us next year. It'd be awesome.
A lot of champions.
All right.
Oh yeah.
We'll see you guys.
All-time picture right there.
Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow, guys.
Take care, guys. Yeah, Derek Hopkins,
Wish them
Steve
luck,
LeBlanc,
Jordan. Wish them luck.
multiple winners of the Greasy Pole. You got to go, Mark?
See you later. Bye.
John, amazing, huh?
Yeah,
I mean,
that was
that
awesome.
was something. That was really
That
cool.
was amazing. God, you have to back up. We're still on camera. We're still live.
So there you go. So Steve Militello, he's going to be competing tomorrow with, I believe, maybe 31 or so other competitors of all former champs for the Sunday pole. So Saturday's like probably the largest gathering of the Fiesta, but Sunday with that Day of Champions, it means so much to us locally here.
Right.
We can't wait to get right after it. It's the Steamboat races and the Greasy Pole.
Yeah, it's just incredible. And you start the day off with a mass. You have a mass in the morning, right? And then you have a mass in the morning, and then you have
The parade, right? The procession. Yeah.
Yep, you have the parade. There's just the carnival, the Greasy Pole, the steamboats. You have everything.
Yeah.
It's just great. You have
And
a little bit of everything.
We're a super tight-knit community, but the great thing about Fiesta, those who have moved away and come back home, there's all kinds of reunions, cookouts, barbecues going on. So, I mean, it's the best time of year around here. If you haven't been here before, put a push pin in your map for Gloucester, Massachusetts, folks.
All right, so we have Phil back here.
Yeah, Phil Francis is back with us. He's a four-time Steamboat champion. We have the men's junior Steamboat semifinals happening right now between the Naughty Buoys, the Salty Seamen, and the Apostles.
I had to switch to hand mic because I'm so electric. The other one was blowing out.
You're on.
He just Googled that.
Yeah,
He just Googled that. I like it though. I love it. I love it. Phil, I just love Phil.
Yeah.
But we have in this race, we have right here, we have Knot and Buoys.
Naughty boys. The naughty boys.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
The
I can't read it,
naughty
sorry.
Naughty
boys.
Buoys,
Naughty
Salty Seamen, and the
But
Apostles.
it's
I'm not sure which order
but it's
we're in.
pronounced naughty boys.
Okay, this is the way it's spelled. Okay.
Well, it's spelled like Naughty Buoys, but we know it's Naughty Boys.
And this is Harmon.
Yep, Mike Harmon, Stara, Bobby Cooper is the coach.
Okay.
Phil, can you tell by now what order these boats are in, or what flags they
I
have?
think, okay, I'll tell you right now. Joe Balbo is he's with the Salty Seamen. They're in the Nina. They're in the blue flag. Timmy
Okay, so
Oaks,
right lane.
his crew has the white flag, and Mike Harmon, his crew is in the blue flag.
Well, you just said
I'm in
blue
the red.
twice.
I'm in the red flag. I'm sorry.
Okay, so the Salty Seamen are on the right, far right, in blue.
Far right. Yep.
Who do we got here in the
The
middle?
Apostles are in the middle.
Apostles in the middle.
Salty Boys, red flag.
No, Salty, I thought you said was blue.
Oh, Salty
you
Seamen.
have-
No, that's right. Okay. Naughty Boys.
Naughty Boys.
Naughty Boys. These names are really.
Hey, how
So
did
you
these
have-
names slip by the committee?
Yeah,
So
well,
this one is
jeez.
Naughty Boys.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, folks, your guess is as good as ours, but we believe the Naughty Buoys are in the red lane on the left, the Apostles in the white in the middle, And on the right side, we've got the Salty Seaman in the blue.
Oh, before they start the race, I want to give a shout out to the people who are really responsible for getting this many kids involved in the junior this year. Mike Harmon, Jerry Shimataro, Cindy Perry, and Jerry's daughter, Caitlin Shimataro. She went after all the kids at O'Malley School and got a bunch of kids from O'Malley to jump in and run.
Okay, so it's over here. Okay, Chris Carvelis to the right. That's the Salty Seaman.
They're already ready.
Salty Seaman.
This is going to go fast.
Okay.
2 crews ready.
Naughty Boys, hands up. Is that the Apostle? Is that Apostle?
Rachel's
in the middle. Is Alexis Novello's the coach?
Middle crew's going to start the race. Rachel Cecilio.
Oh, that's Rachel Cecilio?
Yeah, she's a snake.
Oh, Rachel
She
Cecilio.
knows what she's doing.
Rachel Cecilio, the coach.
I believe she is. Yeah, I think that's Rachel. Yeah.
Who's the scuttle over here?
Timmy Oaks.
Oh, Timmy.
Same
okay.
3 guys tomorrow.
Okay. Yeah, so it's Alexis Novello's the coach.
That tells you something about the steerage.
That's Alexis.
Salty's ready.
Yeah, okay. That tells you something.
Naughty Boys are ready.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Timmy Oaks and Alexis Novello in the middle. Carvelis and Belbo to the right.
Yeah. Come on, start it. Let's go.
Here
we go.
Here we go.
There they go.
We are underway.
So let's see. It looks like
Good start in the middle.
Race. It looks like the boat to the right. Salty Seaman had a good start. Salty Seaman to the right.
Cool in the middle.
Really
moving.
good start.
Cool in
and
the
then
middle.
the middle
Yeah.
boat.
Nice
the middle
stroke.
Boat just all of a sudden laid into their stroke. What a
Nice
really
stroke.
nice stroke. Look at these strokes. Beautiful.
These very good for junior crews.
Yeah, look at that.
And no giant
Look at the middle boat.
I know.
The middle boat, look, a nice, long, deep
Oh,
stroke.
nice. They have a nice stroke for these boats.
They do. There's a little spidering over here. You can see it. Now that can start to happen.
They'll
But that
fall
middle
back
boat,
in.
what a stroke.
They'll fall back in. Joe Bob, even though he's steering, he'll help make sure they fall back in.
You got that. So you got in the Salty Seaman going for the blue flag. You got Chris Carvelis, Joe Orlando, Zach Zindel, Don Bain, Brett Cunningham, Lucas Simendinger, James Sanfilippo, Colby Jewell, Charlie Terrelac, Drew Johnson. The coach is Chris Carvelis, and the scuttle over there is Joe
Joe
Balba.
Bob, they're in the lead right now.
Yeah,
they got about half a boat right now.
And then in the middle boat, you have the Apostles. You have Timmy Oaks, the scuttler. Alexis Novello is the coach. You have Jaden Toppin, Michael Toppin, John Gigiardi, Cameron Whitfield, Anthony Russo, Ethan Mahoney, Isaiah Francis, Riley Dehan, Jackson Hakes, Caden Souza, sponsored by Seaside Glass. Then you have, going for the red flag, you have Naughty Boys. So in that boat, you have, let's see, you have Chase Sargent, Chase Goulart, Giacomo Martel, Ryan Madruga, Cade Cooper, non-turning siders, Chris Liacino, Nick Tarantino, Charlie Amaro, Chris Daly, William Lothers, Coach Bob Cooper, scuttler Mike Harmon. Okay, so you have, what did they say to us, Phil?
It's dead heat right now.
It looks like the Apostles in the middle course and the Salty Seamen and the blue course on the right are neck and neck right now.
We're going to have the same thing as we had in the junior girls yesterday.
Well, what a great race that was.
If we get anything close to that in this one, this will be awesome.
Right.
That came down the last few strokes.
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome.
I talked to them today. They told me. Timmy was telling me, Oaksy. He said they had a lead and they got to the greasy pole and they started coming again. So they had to hit the shuffle right there. He said we didn't pull ahead of them until they were 30 yards from the beach.
All right, folks, you are watching the men's junior same boat semifinals. The top 2 finishers will go on to face last year's winner, the Family Strokes. And that'll be following the Sunday Greasy Plus Champion Sunday tomorrow. You want to tune in with us starting at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time, as we're going to have the men's senior same boat finals. Then the Greasy Pole. You just saw 2 competitors, Derek Hopkins and Steve LeBlanc. They're going to be participating. Steve Militello joins them as today's Saturday champion, and that'll be followed by the top 2 finishers here in this race against Family Strokes.
Congratulations to the Merger and Chaos, advancing to Sunday to take on KF. I said it backwards. ZFG. And last year's 2022 Sunday champions, same boats.
So rematch.
Merger, Chaos, and ZFG. Right now we have Naughty Boys, Apostles, and Salty Seamen, and it looks like Apostles and Salty Seamen are real close. So it looks like Apostles and Salty Seamen neck and neck approaching the flag. It's a half a mile out, turn the boat a half a mile back.
They turn at the same time, you watch.
We saw a great turn earlier today from Chaos in that middle lane.
Oaksy, nice turn. Really nice turn.
So you have Joe Belbo and Timmy Oaks going to be going into the turn, and this is where it's won. Phil, you know that very well as a scuttler.
You got to know the deal.
You know how it is being a four-time champ, five-time after today.
The thing about being a starer, if you make a mistake, everybody sees it. No one sees anybody else make mistakes.
Oh, it's like a field goal kicker.
Oh, you got to love it.
Right?
You got to love it.
Signed up for the
job. It takes a certain mentality to get up there.
100%. We've seen scuttlers that took boats over to Stage 4 Park.
Been there.
Right?
Been there.
Right?
All right, Middlebo's, he's starting to head for it right now.
There goes Timmy Oaks.
There he goes.
With the Apostles.
Middlebo and Salty Seaman right after them.
And Salty Seaman.
Right after them.
There they come.
Two legends.
There they go, Timmy Oaks. Joe Belbo.
Oh, they're both having trouble. They're both having trouble.
Naughty Boys.
They're both having a little trouble coming out.
They're having some trouble. Phil, they're having some trouble. Looks like
Joe Belbo's coming out first.
But it's not all Joe Belbo. We know Timmy Oaks because the turning side's got to get him around.
Right. They're both, son? But Timmy just straightened it out.
Yeah. Because people think it's just the scuttler doing it, but it's the turning side, too.
They might have had a problem. They might have, because they were moving right along.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing. You need all five oars in the water doing the same thing. You know, so if one person's pulling harder than someone or two people, it's not going to help.
They might have had just some mechanical problem. Because they really slowed down that turn.
Here they come, Salty Seaman, Apostles. Salty Seaman and the Apostles coming home.
Salty Seaman have the lead by about a half a boat right now.
Now the wind has died down considerably.
Oh yeah, but they still got a little bit of a back, breeze to their back, so that's pushing them. That's helping them.
Here they come. In the middle, Apostles. To the right, Salty Seaman. It looks like Salty Seaman has, what'd you say, about a half a boat?
Probably about a half a boat.
Half a boat to the right.
It's a dog fight right now.
I feel bad for whoever's taking audio clips of this race today. Calling out these team names.
Absolutely.
Listen, I'm not even going to comment.
SEAMEN, folks.
I'm not even going to comment.
Here we go. They say it's a dead heat coming home. Apostles.
I got to say, some of the names that come up with now are just horrible. I mean, somebody's got to get original, say something.
Right. You want names that are going to win and stick forever, not these things.
Names that stick to it.
That have real meaning. So let's see here they come, the Apostles in the middle. Salty Seaman to the right.
Kid didn't even know that Jesus was an apostle.
No, here we go, baby. Here we go.
Do you know who the apostles are?
Late in the day, folks.
Jesus was one. No, he wasn't.
Apostles in the middle. Salty Seaman to the right.
Nice crowd.
It's a dead heat. Naughty Boys are falling behind some.
Salty Seaman.
But they're still doing their thing.
Yeah, they opened it up.
It looks like does it look like the...
Yeah, that's Joe Belbo's crews ahead by about probably half a boat. Yeah, they're making a push.
Making a move. Nina's making a move.
You know what? We got another bang coming up. Get a judge on the beach.
Yeah, it looks like Joe Belbo to the right. Salty Seaman looks like with the binoculars, it's about a half a boat. They definitely have a lead on the right.
Now the top two finishers qualify for tomorrow.
Yeah.
The top two qualify to go up against last year's champs.
Family Strokes.
Family Strokes.
This race is very, very close.
Here we go.
The Apostles are making a push.
These guys are young, so they can
The
just go high.
Apostles in the middle are making a push.
The Apostles, are they making a move? Let's see. It looks like in the binoculars that it's Joe Belbo to the right. To me, Salty Seaman, it looks like. Both strokes still look smooth.
Oh, here we go again. Bang, bang.
And these guys are young. They don't need any rest.
No.
They can just go hard.
Kill
just
themselves.
kill them. It doesn't matter.
Kill them.
That's it. It looks like to me Salty Seaman to the right. Doesn't it look like that to you?
It looks like they have a lead, but not by a lot.
No. It looks like maybe a quarter of boat, half boat. They're
About
getting
half
ready.
a boat.
Yeah. They're getting ready for the Greasy Pole Shuffle.
Ball in the middle just picked up this stroke.
Here they come. Salty Seaman to the right. The Apostles in the middle.
What? This is a dead heat right now.
Salty Seaman to the right.
This is a dead
The
heat
Apostles
right now.
in the middle. These two boats are going to be advancing, but they wanna win right now. Bragging rights against their friends tonight. A lot at stake when you're at this age, Phil.
Oh yeah,
a lot.
Yeah. Oh yeah, these kids, the
There's
young
a
guys.
lot that could happen.
Oh yeah,
there's a lot. Here they come.
Here they
These
come.
young kids want
Look at this.
bragging rights tonight.
They do.
Pavilion Beach.
That's it.
Salty Seaman.
Bill, you want to
the
make this call
Apostles.
towards the end? Who's up
I'll
front?
make the call right now. The crew on the right, Salty
they
Seaman.
Salty Seaman.
They're
Salty
barely.
Seaman, here they come. The Apostles.
I could use. Yeah, okay, I'm not
Here
gonna say
they
that.
come.
I'll tell you, the Apostles are
Apostles
hostile.
are coming.
Apostles are moving.
Here we
Salty
go.
Seaman to the right.
Here we go.
There we go. We need a
Salty
judge.
Seaman to the right. Apostles. It's going back and forth. Salty Seaman to the right. Apostles in the middle. It is real close. Salty Seaman. It looks like Salty Seaman.
It does?
Here come the Apostles. Here come the Apostles.
Phil picked the Salty Seaman all day. Here they come.
Oh, what a race. Salty Seaman.
What
a race.
Buy those t-shirts before they sell out, folks.
There it is.
What
Salty
a race.
Seaman and the Apostles.
Man overboard.
Advance.
Man overboard.
They advance to Sunday.
That kid get hurt?
Naughty boys
Against
finishing
Family
up.
Strokes, and here comes
That
Naughty
kid got
Boy.
hurt.
Okay.
The kid that slipped out of the boat, he got hurt.
Crazy.
Wow.
All right. And there you go. The Naughty Boys just pulling in.
Naughty Boys,
And
good
there you
job
have
for the
it.
Naughty Boys.
I'll tell you what, the juniors have been very, very entertaining this
It
week.
has been. So congratulations to Apostles. Salty Seaman winning the race. Apostles coming in second, advancing to go off against Family Strokes tomorrow. We're going to have the merger in the men's division with Chaos and ZFG, last year's champs. We'll have Steve Militello, the 2023 Saturday Greasy Bowl champion, advancing to Sunday to take on Derek Hopkins.
What a great Saturday here at the Fiesta. Awesome sporting events. We're going to be back with you at 3:30 tomorrow, which is cool. So, John, Phil, great day. Let's start with the rowing first, since you're here, Phil. Great day starting with the merger and Chaos advancing.
Great race. It's what everybody expected. Two evenly matched crews. I think tomorrow's a three-boat race. People like him, he's making his favorite. I'm not calling a favorite tomorrow because we got to figure out what the weather's going to be tomorrow. You can't call a favorite right now. He can't.
Not a favorite. That's why I think he's going to win.
You said the champs are the favorite.
ZFG's going to win, yeah.
That's
what I think. That's my opinion.
I don't think there's a favorite right now. For the simple fact that no one's won two in a row in a long time. The fact that you don't row in competition hurts you. It's been proven. That's why you haven't had repeat champs. Because you have to have some competition in those days. It really takes a toll. So I think tomorrow's a great race. I can't pick it. I just think they're evenly matched.
If you had to pick it, who do you think? If you had to. Just for fun.
I'm not going to do it right
Just
now.
for
I'll
fun.
make my pick just for the race tomorrow.
Phil, look at the public over here.
Oh,
this way.
well, I like to look at him, and you know how
No,
I can't.
I get it.
Yeah, no, I might have to be in the middle next year. Just to
Oh, yeah, he might go overboard.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go higher. No, I can't call it anymore, but the highlight of the weekend so far has definitely been the junior races. The young girls last night, and these kids right here.
Super tight.
Great races. It's the sports coming back. And that's what's important. And it's like the 4 people I named. Right. They put the effort, they put the time in. Guys like me who've been around for a while, we were fearful that I was going to go extinct. I was just going to be the same guys every year. Now we got young guys. Chaos had a kid in the boat today. He's 21 years old. First time he rode seniors. He's in the weekend. Now you know that kid's locked in forever. He ain't going anywhere.
Right. Yeah.
That's what you got to do. Have closest races like this. You got to lock them in. Yeah. The intensity. I look at the crew that came in third place. I saw guys on there tearing oars out and everything like that. Boys, don't take it that serious, but they care, and that's important.
Right. And this event's been going on for nearly 100 years, and there almost wasn't a junior men's race last year. There weren't enough participants.
Right.
They made it happen, but then one of the great things we heard and learned throughout this weekend was that 130 to 150 young people were participating this year.
Yeah, girls and boys. Yeah. So let's keep the sports alive, and it starts at that young age.
Yeah, we're in good hands.
I think we're definitely in good hands with the people that are putting the work in. And also, you know something? All these guys that steer, they get up at 4:30 in the morning too. They don't have to, but they do it because they love the sport and they want to help these kids. I used to do it. I'm telling you, if you get up at 4:30 in the morning, that's a drag on your day if you're not on vacation. And all high five to all of them for doing it.
Well, and John, just to go back to that Greasy pole, exciting, memorable. What thoughts do you take away from that?
It was just a classic Greasy Pole Saturday. Yeah. It was just awesome all the way around. There was great walks, entertaining walks, the flag coming down.
The awe moment.
Not all the way, then it coming down. It was just a typical Greasy Pole Saturday.
Yeah.
Everything was great. So congratulations to everybody that participated, but a special congratulations to Steve Militello being the Saturday champ and advancing to Sunday for Greasy Pole. And then the merger and chaos going to Sunday to take on ZFG, and also the juniors. You have the Apostles and Salty Seaman. Salty Seaman winning, Apostles coming in second, taking on Family Strokes.
Yeah,
so it's been great.
Yeah. So our coverage is going to start at 3:30 p.m. Eastern time tomorrow. Same channels as you're watching right now. It promises to be a great day. We'll keep an eye on the weather for you. But look, St. Peter was looking down and broke the skies open today for an awesome afternoon. Should be a really fun night in this town. If you're out and about, have fun, be safe. We got to say some thanks. We had a great group of guests with us today, right? Paul Gigaloni, Gilbert Brown, Steve LeBlanc, Derek Hopkins. Phil, as always, it's great being with you. We're looking forward to being with you tomorrow.
I love being with you, Corey.
Yeah, John, great having you as in the side.
John, too.
He was awesome today, as always. It's nice to have you back. Good luck with the Williamsport kids, too. Right?
Game Monday. We're in Amesbury.
Yeah, it's going to be awesome. We can't wait. We're also going to be joined tomorrow by Samantha Frontiero Barrett. She was with us last Sunday. Fiesta fanatic. Her husband's a walker. It's going to be a great time, and she's so enthusiastic, and we can't wait to bring her back by popular demand from last year, too. All right, got to thank our crew, everyone at Streamography. You can learn more at streamography.com, 1623studios.org. I'm with Bridge Cape Ann, by the way. You can always give us a little boop or a thumbs up here or subscribe to the channel, and you'll never miss anything from us. Everyone, thanks at the Beauport Hotel, the Loft at Pavilion Beach, where we are right now. You can actually rent this place if you want to. Just email info@Gloucester, GLOSTA.com. And of course, amazing share from the folks at Live Now from Fox. You can look them up right now, .com them, and see where you can follow them. They do live, unfiltered coverage from around the world, local stuff that's cool. And they reached out to us, and so we're happy that they're sharing the sights and sounds of our hometown and our Fiesta with all of you. So we want to thank all the participants again, the City of Gloucester and the St. Peter's Fiesta Committee. If you want to support the event, just visit stpetersfiesta.org. Like I said, we're going to be back 3:30 tomorrow Eastern time for Fiesta Championship Sunday, live from Pavilion Beach in Gloucester, Massachusetts. Until then, Bona Fiesta and Viva San Pedro.
Absolutely, Viva San Pedro.
Podcast.